a Smythe Division tussle as the Sharks look to figure out the jinx of the Forum and try to take out Wayne Gretzky in the Los Angeles Kings. You're looking live at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California, and it's been a strange series this year, and we'll explain why as you look at this photo here. Look at the difference in the games here at the Forum and at the Cow Palace. Here at the Great Western Forum, in the 3 games played, you can see how high scoring there were and how close they were at the Cow Palace, low scoring and both into overtime. Also, here's the key factor, though. This is what it's been all about. First Forum meeting. Kings 4-0 in the first period, scoring first at 25 seconds of the first period to get control of the game very early. Second game, 5-0 lead in the first period. They opened the scoring at 1:22. And so you would think by the third time maybe the Sharks would be aware of what was going to happen. Didn't make any difference. It still happened. Kings got a 2-0 lead with first period goals that quickly into the game. And that has been the story of the season down here at the Forum. Now this is the final game of the year down here. Hi, I'm Joe Starkey along with my partner Dennis. Now goals, Luc Robitaille and Tony Granato are tied. Wayne Gretzky #1 assist, and power play goals, Luc Robitaille with 10. That's the Los Angeles Kings totals. And now for the San Jose Sharks, Brian Mullen and David Bruce are tied in points. Brian Mullen not playing tonight, though. David Bruce in top with goals, 13. Brian Mullen in assist, and power play goals by David Bruce at 7. And right now, here at the Forum, we're getting ready for the national anthem. Susan Smith is normally, by the way, the singer in Calgary. She must be on a little trip down here because she's going to sing the national anthem here tonight at the Great Western Forum. They'll have the usual large crowd on hand, and so that is still a few seconds away. And the Sharks, with that road win in Winnipeg on Sunday night, now 2 road wins on the year, and it would be a big lift for this team that could pick one up tonight. It'll be Kelly Rudy working the game tonight for the Los Angeles Kings. Kelly came in after a few minutes in the game that they lost in New Jersey on Sunday. There's his record for the year, 9-8-6, goals against average of 3.64. In his last start, he gave up 7 goals in a loss at Washington. At the other end of the ice, Jarmo Milas had a terrific game against Winnipeg on Sunday night. He is now 3-9 on the year with goals against average of 4.48. But really looked terrific in that game. 2 of the goals came on power play goals, and he got himself a victory when Pat Falloon came through with that late goal for the Sharks, which certainly gave Pat a lift, and without a doubt the whole team, I would think, Dennis, in that one.
For sure, and it was real nice for Pat Falloon to score in front of all of his friends there from Manitoba, and he was higher than a kite today, and I think that might be the lift he needed to get him back on track.
Well, it's the Dean Evason line out for the Sharks. That means Evason, Fenton, and Odgers from center, left, and right. And for the Los Angeles Kings, it is Tony Granato at center, Robitaille on the left, and Dave Taylor on the right. On defense, it goes immediately back to Rob Blake, who takes it for Los Angeles and brings it up to center ice. Carrying it across the line, it's shot in by Granato and goes in behind the net. Link Gates looks for it along the far boards. And now taken by the Kings. The pass right out in front comes out to the point. You know the Kings are very aware of how they've been able to jump on the Sharks early this season. And you can see that's what they want to do right now at the start of this game. Robitaille puts it out in front, blocked away by the Sharks. Fenton, and it goes out to center ice and taken by Odgers. Odgers shoots it in, goes wide to Rudy to the far boards to Dean Evason. He tries to put it in front, taken by Taylor. He's knocked off the puck. Sharks put on a little pressure, but here come the Kings on a 3-on-2 break. Up the left wing side, bringing the puck up is Robitaille. He's got Blake in front of the net. Tries to drop it out in front. Instead, it's grabbed by the goalie Jarmo Milas. He'll hold on, and we'll have a face-off down at the San Jose end of the ice. There's the players who are not playing tonight for the Los Angeles Kings. Sandstrom out with a dislocated shoulder for a little while longer, probably a week or so. Jay Miller has a bad ankle. You saw Thompson listed. Brian Mullen's knee is almost ready, but with the All-Star break, they want to give him until next week. Neil Wilkinson's got a wonderful shiner up under his left eye right now, and Steve Bozak and Brian Hayward are sitting out this game tonight for San Jose.
And an interesting pairing on the first shift, Joe. Doug Wilson and Neil, or
the Gator,
Linkster, right?
Yeah, Linkster.
And Doug might be a calming influence on him.
That's right. That might be a very good pairing. Puck down in the Shark zone, comes out to the point. Gretzky line is out on the ice. Puck taken away now by Berezan. Berezan brings it to center, cuts to the left wing. McSorley is still playing as a forward for the Kings and has since the last time the Sharks were in here. Tries to tie him up. It goes to Kissio. Back to Berezan. Lawton is waiting behind him, hoping for the puck. Charlie Huddy knocks him down, and the puck goes behind the net, and the Kings have it. And out they come to center ice, bringing it up. Brought up on the left wing side, it goes to Brian Benning. Benning breaks into the San Jose zone. Being checked by Jay Moore behind the net. Over to the far side to the great one. Gretzky drops it behind the net now. We got a fight starting already in this game at the far boards. It breaks up quickly, but there will be penalties coming up here. Jay Moore heading for the box. We'll be back here at the Forum in Inglewood in just a moment. The Kings get themselves a power play here.
Well, Jason Moore, I think, Joe, is trying to show the NHL that he is a tough guy. The problem he's having, no one wants to be rough with him. And Brian Benning, soon as Jason dropped his gloves, took a beeline for the blue line. So Jason's going to have to find a partner that wants to dance with him.
Well, here's your stats on power play and penalty killing. The Sharks have dropped now in the last couple of games. They were as high as 14th in penalty killing. You see it's down to 19th. But the Kings on their special teams have had real problems in recent outings. They were 0 for 8 on the power play Sunday night against New Jersey. And the Sharks shoot it down to the Los Angeles zone. Here's a chance here for David Bruce, who leads in power play goals for San Jose and also has a couple of shorthanded goals. But his shot goes wide, and the Kings bring it out to center ice. Bob McGill takes it at the red line and lifts it back in. Back in past Rudy, and over to the far boards it goes, and it's taken there by Yari Curry. Now it comes back out to center, and here comes Los Angeles breaking to the blue line. Knocked down. Kissio couldn't quite get it. It goes in behind the net. Kenny Hammond, who had a goal against Winnipeg Sunday, picks it up. Here's a lead pass. Oh, and Kissio is hooked. There'll be a penalty. He's still got the puck, though. Huddy chasing him into the corner. Still in control. Pass out in front. A shot. Save. Rebound. Score. Sharks get the first goal of the game. Short-handed Bob McGill. Only his third goal of the year. What a play, Dennis.
Oh, what a play by Kelly Kissio to hang on to the puck after he was hooked down at center ice. But he got the puck over to Brian Lawton. And you got to have great hands to do what Brian Lawton did. Here's Kelly Kissio taking the puck away from Huddy in the corner. Now watch Brian Lawton as he pulls it back and makes a beautiful pass to Bob McGill, who moved right in, and he didn't have to worry about getting caught up the ice, because as soon as the whistle blew, it was going to be a penalty anyway. And a great goal by the Sharks, and reversed the form on the Kings by getting an early goal, eh, Joe?
First time this year that the Sharks have had the first goal in this building here in the fourth game of the year.
Well, we'll have to ask the referee after the game if he was going to call a penalty shot, because Kelly Kissio was actually pulled down
from behind.
He'll say, of course, that he was.
Now, you know, the Kings, we were talking about their problems on special teams. They still have the power play, but they gave up 2 shorthanded goals in 10 seconds, I think it was, to the Washington Capitals last week.
And they had 3 scored against
in the game,
them, yeah, which is amazing. And the fans, I thought Pat Falloon had come out on the ice.
Let's see it again here.
Well, look at, here's the great hands to be able to control the puck as you go by the net, as Lawton did there, is one of the reasons why he was selected #1 a few years ago. He has wonderful talent. He just hasn't showcased it anywhere, and perhaps he'll do so with the Sharks.
So Bob McGill has his third goal of the year, and the Sharks with a 1-0 lead, but the Kings do have the power play, and a pass up the right wing from Blake is too deep. In fact, the play will be called an icing and bring it back down to the other end, I believe. Well, that's the case.
Yeah, these fans are real unhappy with the power play.
Let's take a look at the standings right now in the Smythe division for you. Vancouver still on top. They're having an important game with Winnipeg tonight. Then Calgary, which is playing very well. Los Angeles tied with Edmonton, and then the Sharks with 23 points on the season. So that's a look at the Smythe division as it stands at this very moment. Face off in the neutral zone.
And there's Tommy Webster, and he has 3 games in hand on Winnipeg, and he'd like to win those 3 games, and he's right in the thick of it.
Webster had a 12-game suspension, and the team was 3-8-1 while he was gone. Since he's come back, they are 3-4. Power play has 40 seconds to go as Benning brings it up and leads it in deep for Donnelly. It goes behind the net toward Doug Wilson. Taken away by the Kings. They've got it along the far boards. Man out in front is Corey Millen with Kudelski. Donnelly over on the far side. An all-American line. They all went to American universities, American players. Millen behind the net has it there. Lawton trying to protect out in front. Here's the pass, not controlled well by Los Angeles. Back out it comes to Benning. He sends it back into the left corner, but taken away by San Jose, and they clear the zone. Power play almost over.
And I think Tom Webster made a statement there by putting his checking line out on the power play. He's trying to protect another goal against. And the fans love it here.
Fans are getting a little disgruntled. Every game has been a sellout now for the Kings this year as the penalty comes to an end, but the fans are definitely restless about the way the team is playing. The Kings lead it up the left wing side and bring it out to center ice. And carrying it into the zone is Robitaille, who drops it. A shot by Millen goes wide. Over to the far boards, held in by Los Angeles. They trail 1-0. Comes back out to the point. Oh, a shot by Chychrun. Still right out in front, and Milas almost took a little bit too much of a gamble. Coming way out of the net. Kudelski at the far boards along with Hammond. Now Evason takes it behind the Sharks net, clears it to Fenton, and he just slams it down the ice. This will be an icing. And back down to get it is Rob Blake to force the icing call and bring it back down to the other end. So the Sharks leading by a score of 1-0, and we'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back. There's your score. The Sharks leading by a score of 1-0. And here is an interesting stat of how the Kings have fallen this year. These are your top 10 scoring teams. Look at the top 5. And they're not on there, are they? You have to go all the way down to number 9 for Los Angeles this year. 157 goals on the year. Very unusual stat for the Kings in recent years. The puck down to the San Jose zone. Moore gets it over to Falloon on the right wing, and Patty clears it out to center, where it's taken back by Waters. Back it comes to Falloon. He takes a slap shot, kicked out in front, and knocked down there and brought back out by Jeff Chychrun. Sharks keep it in the zone. David Bruce forces it back in a little bit further. Now it comes to the near boards, and it's taken up the left. Oh, good check at center ice as Granato really got a shot by Rob Zettler. Sharks behind their own net with a 1-0 lead in the first period, 5 minutes into the game. Back along the near board. San Jose clears it out to center. It's too deep for anybody. And back to get it on defense is Tim Waters. Has it on the far boards. He clears it out to center. Pat Falloon loses it. Here's a chance for Bjugstad. Caught up with by Gates, a backhander. And Milas holds on and clears it off. Now a line change for the Kings. That's why there was nobody there for rebounds. LA was in a line change. Taken by Blake on the far side. Blake's way below his totals of last year. He had a sensational year last year, getting about a half of his about 50 points on power plays, and nowhere near that total this year. And Perry Anderson out on the ice now for San Jose. He missed 18 games with a broken jaw. He lost 10 pounds, and he wasn't even a good interview. He couldn't talk.
Well, I was going to say he was chomping at the bit to get back, but even that's not true. He wasn't chomping on anything, but
Anderson wearing a special protection right now, and there is a penalty coming up to Perry Anderson. You see the special jaw protection, but there is a penalty coming up against the Sharks, and we will be back here. No break. We're going to keep it right here. The Sharks leading 1-0, but another power play now coming up here for the Kings as Presley gets a penalty for San Jose at 5:35.
And there's Perry Anderson, who's been bugging the coaching staff to get back from the very day that he broke his jaw. They finally let him come back tonight, and he had to go back to San Jose today to get the wires off his jaw. That's how keen he was to play tonight.
So a face-off down in the San Jose zone. That penalty against Presley was for tripping. So the Kings get another opportunity on the power play. They're only down by a goal. Let's see what they can do with this chance. It's Tony Granato ready to take the face-off out of the University of Wisconsin and the '88 Olympic team as we start thinking so much about Olympics as they get so close now in Albertville, France. Back out to the left point. It's taken there by Benning. He gets it into the left corner, and back out he takes it again. Here's a slap shot, a goal! Right from the point, Benning let her rip. Now whether it was deflected or not, I'm not sure. But it was shot by Benning. Granato may have gotten a piece of it. He was lined up down the middle. Well, the Kings tied up on the power play.
Well, I think Granato did touch it, Joe. But again, I mean, we can't emphasize enough winning that faceoff. And Granato wins the faceoff to Gretzky, back to Benning, and Granato goes right in the slot. And we've seen that so often on the power play where the player goes right in the slot where he's free. There's free ice in the middle of that box, and Benning hit Granato with the shot, and I think Granato tipped it by.
Certainly looked like that on the replay. Power play goal. And Granato gets his 21st goal of the year to tie this game up at a goal apiece. Give an assist to Brian Benning. And also to himself, Mr. Gretzky. Now the Kings back in their own zone in a 1-1 tie. We're 6 minutes into the game. Sharks, Bob McGill has it in the neutral zone. Over to Hammond, back to Anderson. He tries to backhand it. Almost got a little too clever, and they still haven't cleared the zone. Kings keep it in as McGill goes for it along the near boards. Crazy. Now the puck, even when it was way out, Gretzky was set up behind the net in his office, as they call it. Kings bring it back in. Here comes out in front, controlled by Curry. A shot taken, knocked down by Milas. It's still loose, and now he grabs it and holds on. So the Kings coming back. We pause now for this regional break. You're watching San Jose Sharks hockey on Sports Channel. Welcome back to the Great Western Forum, formerly known as the Fabulous Forum. 13:11 to go here in the first period as you look at Brian Lawton, who helped out considerably on that first Sharks goal tonight. Brian's played well for San Jose, and I think that it's helped a lot, Dennis, for him to have the pressure off this year.
I think so. He's had some injuries and sickness off and on, but when he's well, he does a good job.
Here are the Kings now bringing it up to center ice, and a lead pass to Donnelly, and Donnelly's got help down the middle, but he can't drop the pass. Kissio takes it in behind the net. Kelly takes it there. Leads it up the left wing, taken by Lawton, who clears it to center to Berezan. He drops it back to Jay Moore. Back up to Perry on the right wing. Shoots it in, bouncing puck, cleared back out to Jay Moore. Moore takes it at center. 1-1 tie, 12:40 to go in the first period. Now along the near side to Moore. Moore brings it up the right wing, tries to lead a pass. It's deflected in the zone by Blake. Taken by Lawton to Berezan, right in, and a rebound. Comes out in front, and Donnelly takes it away. Sharks grab it at the blue line. Lawton has to wait for a teammate to get onside. So the Kings have time to grab the puck as Donnelly clears it over to the right wing. Shot taken and held onto by Milas on the shot by Granato from the right wing side. So a timeout and a face-off as the line change is made by both teams here. Let's check that again on that save.
Well, another good effort by Brian Lawton. And a good save by Rudy. And there's been some talk around La La Land here that the Kings are in the market for a goalie. They haven't been too happy with their goaltending, and there's actually been talk of Grant Fuhrer from Toronto heading this way.
Well, Bruce McNall can just sell a few coins and pick them up. It wouldn't be any big deal. Puck down in the Shark zone. He's a famous coin collector, as you probably know. That's where he got his fortune. And now he's added to it in many different ways. Doug Wilson behind the Sharks net, headed to the All-Star game for San Jose. The puck goes out to center, grabbed there and taken by Waters, who shoots it back in. Nice knockdown by Wilson, and the Sharks have the puck in their own zone. The Linkster comes back trying to help out Milas. It comes to the near boards to Falloon and leaves the zone. Back out to center it goes to Scott Bukestad, who's just up from Phoenix, only his third game for the Los Angeles Kings. He's a veteran player. He's been up and down throughout his career with NHL teams and AHL teams. Back in behind the net to Gates. Gates trying to get away from Taylor, and he gets it up the left wing to David Bruce, who clears it out to Falloon. Falloon backing up at center ice. 1-1 tie. Nice pass to Bruce on the left wing. Stops at the circle. Still in control, being pushed from behind by Waters, but he gets it behind the net. Back to get it is Falloon along the near board. Falloon checked off the puck, goes right back and gets it. Kind of tied up in the corner in the Kings zone. Still fighting for it there as Bruce comes in on it. Bruce shoots it around the boards over to Hammond. Hammond, a quick shot. It's knocked down and cleared out to center. And here comes Taylor. Taylor brings it up across to make that Larry Robinson. That's 19, not 18. And along it comes to the near boards to Hammond. And it's cleared back out to the point. Here's Presley back out to center. Over to Benning. Benning has it there. Shoots it across ice, and it goes into the San Jose zone where Herkus knocks it down, rolls to the Kings. Great roll, a shot, and a goal! Oh my, what a break for Los Angeles, able to get that goal. As the puck just dropped into the zone and in perfect position. And there's your scorer, Dave Taylor.
Well,
let's look at what happened, Dennis.
Well, it was a giveaway. Presley lost the puck in his own end, right near the blue line, which is a no-no. And Dave Taylor, future Hall of Famer, beats a surprise to Jarmo Milas, who, you know, sometimes when the puck is near the blue line, the goaltender thinks that it's going to go out, and he relaxes just that split second, and that causes sometimes a goal like that.
So the Kings, who trailed early 1-0, have regained the lead at 2-1. For Taylor, his 7th goal of the year. The 35-year-old veteran has put Los Angeles on top. We'll be back here at the Forum in just a moment. On here at the Great Western Forum, we're waiting for a face-off in the center ice area. So the Kings have come back with 2 goals after the Sharks scored first for the first time this year against the Kings in this building. Puck along the near boards in the San Jose end. Looking for it is McGill. He can't get it. Kings pick it up and keep it in. Clear it back out to the point. Wind up shot, and Milas holds on the shot by Jeff Chychrun. Had the angle on him all the way, so looked dramatic, but he was able to cover it all the way. Coming up tonight at the first intermission, we'll have Pat Falloon to talk to the young Shark star and the birth of the Sharks logo. That'll be interesting as well, and highlights, of course. And then in the second intermission, Luc Robitaille, the all-star left winger of the Los Angeles Kings, and then a talk with Keith Gretzky. That's Wayne's brother. Those are some of the things going on tonight in addition to the game itself, so stay with us all evening long here on the Sports Channel all over the country. Face off to the left-hand side of Milas as you look at Ian Evason for San Jose. Odgers is out there along on the right wing, and Paul Fenton on the left wing. This line hustles. They really dig and work hard. They haven't had a lot of success to show for it. Not a lot of points, but they're out there and they battle all the way. And behind the net, Gretzky trying to take it away from San Jose. And it comes right back out in front. It's tipped out to the point, but not out of the zone. Back it goes to Curry. He sends it behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky turns around at the circle. Pass out in front. Oh, a great pass to Curry. Give and go like basketball on that one, the way they set that up. Back in behind the net again, and Fenton takes it for San Jose. And the Sharks clear it out to center ice. Charlie Huddy goes back to get it. Huddy in his own zone, leads it up to McSorley. McSorley driven off the puck. Taken by Fenton, up to Odgers. Odgers, a good physical player for San Jose. Back into the San Jose end. 2-1 score Kings. 9.5 minutes to go in the first period. Sharks bring it in. Pass tried to drop it for more, but he couldn't get it, and so Los Angeles brings it back up. Curry leads it up the right wing for Gretzky, too deep. Doug Wilson takes it behind the net. Doug's point total climbing rapidly. He's been scoring very regularly now that he's healthy after some problems with ear infections and the flu bug and the hand problem. Kings in their own zone, comes back out on the left wing. Oh, lead pass at the blue line to Donnelly. He goes in deep, he shoots, and Milas makes the save. Kings keep possession. Boy, they got a great pass off the boards that time to set that one up. Shot from the right wing is no good. Back to the near side. Chance here as it's knocked down as Peter Ahola takes a weak shot. And the Sharks are able to clear it out to center. Off of boards, it goes up the right wing to Kissio. Kissio in a race with the puck. Battles there with Waters. Waters beats him to it. Goes around to the far side. Kings try to win the race. Don't. Hammond gets it. Loses it to Donnelly. Donnelly comes back at center ice, but the Kings are in the middle of a line change. Puck goes in. Corey Millen is out on the ice. Kudelski takes a run now at McGill. Can't quite get there in time. Back out to center. 2-1 Kings. 8.5 minutes to go. First period. Here's a chance for the Sharks. Right out in front. Sullivan, a shot. Puck is still loose. Oh, and I don't know how it didn't go in. Oh, what an opportunity. With Rudy down on the ice, the puck rolled out in front. Sullivan just tried to put it right back in and it wouldn't go. Off the side of the net, and it's grabbed as Kelly Rudy holds on as the Sharks come oh so close to tying up the game. 2-1 score, Los Angeles. We'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel. Let's take a look at that again, Dennis.
And Brian Lawton is involved again. The puck comes right to Mike Sullivan. He's in a perfect position, but Rudy came out and cut the angle off. And in Winnipeg, I guess Mike Sullivan had a perfect open net that Essensa made a great save against him as well. So he's having some tough luck around the net.
It's a little luck of the Irish, not the unluck of the Irish. Back in behind the net now to Los Angeles. Charlie Huddy has it behind his own net, starts to bring it up the middle, passes out to center to Donnelly. Donnelly brings it up, drops it back to the near side over to Brian Benning. Benning shoots it to the San Jose end, and back to get it is Sullivan. Mike takes it in behind his own net for the Sharks. Back over to Bob McGill along the near boards. McGill moves it up to center, tried to pass to David Bruce. It's too deep, and Kudelski gets it. Kudelski had a hat trick against the Sharks the first time they played each other here this year in October. Sullivan puts it back in, so Bruce reverses field and heads back into the zone, and back in behind to get it again is Charlie Huddy. Over to the right wing, and now the Kings breaking out as McGill backs up on defense with Jay Moore, but the Kings are actually in the middle of a line change, so they just dumped it in. So out on the ice now as Larry Robinson can't get it. It comes over to the near side. San Jose's McGill across the red line. He shoots it in, rolls down in front of the net. Taken by Blake. Over to the near boards. Sharks take it away. Berezan. Here's Lawton with a chance out in front. And Kelly Rudy just grabs it on the bounce and holds on.
I guess after 20 years you can do anything in the NHL. Larry Robinson is out there playing forward in their forechecking at 40 years old. So that sounds like desperation, doesn't it?
Now they're trying all sorts of things to find a way to start winning. They've lost 3 in a row. It was at the end of the road trip. They lost at Philadelphia, Washington, and New Jersey. So the Kings trying to get their act together, but certainly a lot less successful season than anybody would have ever anticipated. So a face-off down to the Los Angeles end, and Kelly Kissio is out there on the line at the moment for San Jose with Lawton and Berezan. 600th game of Kelly Kissio's career, I might add.
And he's played hard in every one of them.
No gotcha. Now the puck comes off the face-off behind the net to Rob Blake. 2-1 Kings. 7 minutes to go in the first period. Jay Moore shoots it back in, bounces in wide of Rudy. Back in behind the net to Jeff Chikrin. And LaSalle, Quebec has been 5 years with the Flyers. Back in behind the net, and now the Kings start to bring it out. Leading it toward Granato, but it's held in. Goes to Kissio along the boards to Lawton. He takes a hack at it. Goes behind the net and comes over to the near side. Los Angeles has it there. Still stays in the zone. Kings trying to clear, but it's back out to the point, and Jay Moore's slap shot goes wide and high. Zettler holds it in along the boards with a good check, but the Kings break back out. Here's a one-on-one opportunity. Carrying it along the narrow boards, a backhander by Robitaille, but there's nobody there. Now it goes to Chikrin. He's still got the puck, moves right in, skates in, and a shot and a save. And here come the Sharks back 2-on-1 after the good save by Milas. It's Berezan down the middle. He takes the shot, and it goes over the net. Now we get a little fracas along the near boards besides. Well, as the linesmen come in quickly to keep it from getting nasty.
Well, they called it offside, and Barry didn't hear the whistle.
So it's 2-1 in favor of the Kings, and we'll be back here in just a moment. Time of the penalty, 13:50. Too many men on the ice, and Dennis and I were just talking as we heard the call. I think that's the first time the Sharks have been called for this penalty all year.
I don't remember them being called for this prior to this one, first time.
So at 13:50 of the first period, that's the case, and so the Kings, who lead the game by a score of 2-1 and have scored a power play goal, will now be in position to try to build it up a little bit further.
Well, I thought they were calling it for an offside, but actually the referee was calling it for too many men on the ice. But a 2-on-1 against the Kings, and I guess that's been happening in every game more times than they'd like to remember. They've been getting beat on 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and that doesn't sound like a Tom Webster coach team who really is strictly a defensive-minded coach.
Presley will serve the penalty for 2 minutes, and so the Sharks go back out as penalty killers. Dean Evason on the face-off against Gretzky. He carries it into the Los Angeles zone, and it goes back in behind the net. So the Kings on the power play. They broke a streak of 9 consecutive power play chances without a goal, and they scored here earlier in the period. They lead it 2-1. Along the near boards, Benning has it there. Shoots it around to the far side to Gretzky. Gretzky's got McSorley out in front of the net. Back out it goes to the point to Blake. Blake very effective at the point. Gretzky stays over at the right circle. Passes back out again to Blake. Almost tripped across the blue line. Back out it comes to Benning. Benning pass into the left wing to Curry. Curry back in behind the net to Gretzky. Round to the far side to Blake. Sharks trying to set up the box. Here's the shot deflected. Goes back to the near boards. Kings still in possession. They have not been able to get a shot on goal, but they've still had puck control. It goes to Curry. Pass across ice to Gretzky behind him. Back out to Blake. Power play is down to a minute. They've done a lot of passing in the zone, but no good shot so far. Here's a shot by Blake. Knocked down. Fenton turns it around and sends it to the other end.
Well, they didn't have a shot on net in their first power play, Joe, and they haven't had one on this one yet.
50 seconds remaining. 2-1 Kings. Passes the blue line. Gretzky shoots. Milas makes the save. It comes off his glove, but it goes wide of the net. Oh, I could see in my mind's eye what happened the last time these two teams played. Same kind of play, but Gretzky scored that time, last game at the Forum, when he just hovers at the blue line. Here's a chance for Hammond. Puck still out in front. Cleared back out to center ice, and Lawton gets it. Back into the Kings zone. Power play, as you can see, is running out now for Los Angeles. And they start to bring it back up. 2-1 score. Charlie Huddy shoots it in. It comes around the boards on the near side. Kings Robitaille gets it. Sharks pick it up, clear it out. Kissio's got some help with Lawton. 2-on-2. Carrying it in as Lawton still has it. And Rudy comes way out of the net. Kissio looking for it out in front. They couldn't get the pass away. Sharks doing a great job, though. The penalty is over. Teams are back at full and equal strength. Now Los Angeles brings it back at full strength. Along with the Sharks, all even now. 2-1 score. 4 minutes to go, first period. Jay Moore at the far boards. It comes back out, and here comes San Jose. Mike Sullivan up the left wing. Balloon breaking on the right wing. Bruce trailing on the play. Here's the pass just behind him. Kings bring it back. Robitaille shoots it to center. Gets it to Tony Granato. Granato has Robitaille breaking. He shoots, and Milas makes a great save. Also on the follow-up shot in front of the net. He did a great job. Oh, he was dead to rights, and somehow it didn't get into the net. Big play by Milas to keep the score at 2-1 as he stopped Dave Taylor. We'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel. One shot in the last 5 minutes here. The Kings lead it by a score of 2-1. 3.5 minutes to go. And look at Milas on this play, Dennis.
Well, it looked like Robitaille scored, and there seemed to be a little hesitation. No one went to Jarmo's aid, and Taylor was right there, and he missed an open net. All he had to do was put it up top. But Jarmo's having a few breaks instead of those 10-goal games. He deserves a couple of breaks, I guess.
Yeah, he's had the wrong nights on the road trips. He's had some awful tough evenings. Puck stays in the zone. Kings have it at the point. A shot to goal! A shot from Peter Ahola from the left point got in under the crossbar. It was actually lifting as it went into the net. Wow, here Milas does the spectacular work, and then Ahola really just trying to put the puck on net, which is what you're supposed to do. It got in there.
Well, that's what hockey's all about, and Jarmo didn't see that one at all until it went in the net. He was screened in front, and again the draw is won by the Kings, and that's boy, you can't continue to lose the draws in your own end. And he's screened in front, the puck is up high, and Jarmo doesn't see it. It's in under the crossbar, as you said, Joe.
So it's 3-1 in favor of the Los Angeles Kings. Ahola gets his third goal, but we have a penalty coming up against Los Angeles as Tim Waters is called for a penalty. He'll go into the penalty box. And so the Sharks will have a chance to perhaps close the margin now, which has jumped to 2 goals. Ahola only his third goal of the year. He's got the right bounce on that one. So Waters now a penalty at 16:43. Waters gets 2 minutes for hooking. Well, we want to tell you about this great All-Star weekend coming up. Hockey fans won't want to miss the All-Star festivities on Sports Channel this week. On Friday at 4 o'clock, that's West Coast time, tune in for NHL All-Star Friday, featuring the Heroes of Hockey game. Then Sunday at 5, it's the 1992 All-Star game. All your hockey favorites, past and present, only on Sports Channel. Ahola's goal came at 16:33. It's a 3-1 game in favor of Los Angeles. Kadelsky an assist on that goal, and also Millen an assist. So let's see what the Sharks can do on the power play. Trailing 3-1. Link Gate leads it into the zone, shoots it around the far boards. Presley tries to get it, and the Kings shoot it to the other end. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Doug Wilson, who more and more is returning to full form now after all the problems he had early in the year. Kissio is tripped, and there will be a penalty on McIntyre. Oh, the Sharks get a big break on that tripping call. We're going to have a minute and a half with a 2-man advantage, Dennis.
Well, they haven't had many of these during the year. They've had quite a few against them, Joe, and have been spectacular killing off 2-man advantages against them. And they have had very few 2-man advantages, so it'll be interesting to see how they work it.
So a big opportunity for San Jose, trailing right now by a score of 3-1. McIntyre goes off for tripping. Waters is still off, and you'll see it's a very obvious call.
Well, Kelly Kissio makes a nice move, and he is pulled down right at his blue line, and that's a bad play by McIntyre, who's a defensive forward, and he's supposed to be out there killing the penalty, not adding to the Sharks' pleasure. And there's a guy who's added to everyone's pleasure as a hockey player. He's been magnificent over his whole career, Wayne Gretzky, and he's actually said out loud he's thinking of retiring, which would be a big blow to hockey.
No, can't allow that. No. He's going to have to die in the saddle. That's all there is to it. Hockey needs him, that's for sure. So the face-off in the neutral zone. Gretzky will take it against Brian Lawton, and it goes back to Rob Blake with 2:40 to go here in the first period. Blake falls down. I can do that on skates anything. Hackett comes out to
many times.
Doug Wilson at center ice. Wilson spinning, the captain of the Sharks, leads it right wing to Falloon. Got Moore back into the point. Jay back over to Wilson. Wilson back to Moore. He's down the middle. Quickly over to the right side. Back to Moore. Shot picked out. Good save by Rudy. And Gretzky tips it out of the zone. Still 55 seconds on the 2-man advantage. Lots of room out there for San Jose. They get it into the zone. Well done to Falloon. Falloon skates right in. Oh, it almost rolled through. Rudy has it cleared off to the near boards. Moore can't keep it in the zone. First penalty still has 40 seconds. Back to the near boards again. Los Angeles hacking into Hewen at it. Back it comes to Moore. Moore moving in. Back to Wilson. Wilson winds up, slap shot, and it misses, and it goes to the near boards and back down the ice. San Jose should have time for one more rush with a two-man advantage. Now Jay Moore, cross ice to Wilson, back to Moore. Moore up to Kissio. Kissio brings it up, carries it in. This is one time you don't shoot it in. That's really silly. Back out to Wilson. Slapped it and a goal! Sharks score on the power play, and they do it while it's still a two-man advantage. Wilson takes the shot from the point, and it's a 3-2 game. Well,
Joe, as you mentioned, Doug Wilson is rounding into all-star form just in time, but Kelly Kissio carried the puck in, as you said, is the right thing to do, and always carry it down the side, and that leaves a man open, which is Doug Wilson, and with that big shot, no contest.
So Doug has the goal, and that's his 6th of the year.
Kelly Kissio finds the open man out to Doug Wilson, and that's Doug Wilson's spot just inside the top of the circle, and no chance. Well, Rob Blake went down in the corner, and you saw him going off there. But when Brian Lawton got the puck and made that nice play earlier, someone had also fallen down in that spot. So there may be something the matter with the ice in that area.
So at 18:34, Doug Wilson makes it a 3-2 game, and there's still a power play for San Jose for another 30 seconds. Kissio and Moore get the assist on the goal. So here's another chance for Kissio. Right in front. Oh, and a goal mouth pass just misses Davison. Back out to center. It was 3-2 at the end of one in the last meeting, even though the Kings had scored twice in the first minute and a half. Back to Kissio with less than a minute to go in the period. Skates in right out in front. And the fans have been on the Kings for this type of thing, where the opposition is getting chance after chance, moving right in on the goalie. Back to Los Angeles. Up the right wing side, Tim Waters. Waters checked by Gates. Sharks have the puck. Trailing 3-2. Up the left wing side it goes Devison. Devison brings it in. Shoots it out in front. Cleared back out of the zone. And Granato has it and tries to pass it to Gretzky. Gretzky has it. Shoots it in. Line change completed for both teams. Period, though, just about over, as you can see. Back in behind the net, San Jose with the puck. 3-2 game, and a flip to center ice with the teams back at full and equal strength. It rolls back down to the Kings' end. Well, they got just about 10 seconds to see if they can get to the other end, but instead the Sharks keep it in the zone. On the near boards, back out to the point, but just across, and McGill will have to wait for his teammates to clear. He flips it back in, and that's going to do it. So a pretty entertaining period here tonight between the Kings and the Sharks to get this one started. And let's take a look at the scoring summary as McGill. We have Pat Falloon with us here at the Forum, end of the first period. And Pat, the first half of the year has certainly been an eventful one for you. You come out of junior hockey, and suddenly you're in the National Hockey League. And what are some of the things that maybe as you look back over the first half of the season that have jumped out at you about your move to the NHL, maybe both good and bad?
Well, it's been an eventful year, to say the least, so far. You know, I've came into this league. I wasn't sure if I'd be playing this year, and I feel really fortunate to be here. And, you know, there's been times this year where we've struggled a little bit, and it gets a little frustrating. But yet, in the same thing, there's you know, we've done well too on occasion, and that's what makes it feel so much better. You know, when you win the odd game here and there.
Well, speaking of that, on Sunday night, you won the game by yourself, in effect, at the end after it had been tied up with 8 seconds to play. In addition, you managed to do it in Manitoba, close to home. A lot of fans screaming for you, a lot of the friends and neighbors. How'd that feel?
It felt great to go in there and beat Winnipeg. You know, it was the first time that we played in there this year, and there's a lot of fans who came out from Foxhorn and the surrounding areas to watch the game, and to win the game in front of them felt really, really good, and especially, you know, to score with 8 seconds left was a thrill too.
I know the Sharks have worked very hard to try to keep pressure off you, and I think maybe you're in the ideal situation at a team like San Jose, where you don't have to be an immediate star, as you might be, let's say, in a city where they're looking for that #1 draft pick to sort of be a deliverer of a team that maybe has had a poor past or history. That isn't the case here. Have you been able to understand that yourself without letting it bother you when you've gone through various periods when you've been high for a while and things would go bad for a few games?
Yeah, it's something that you just take in step by step. You know, the organization here has been really great to me so far. You know, from the coaching staff all the way up. They haven't put any pressures on me whatsoever. They've played me in a lot of key situations and given me a chance to play. You know, I feel really fortunate to be playing here this year, and I really want to contribute to this team, you know, if not right now, but definitely in the future, and hopefully I can even start to contribute a little more here in the second half.
Well, let's look at that. What do you expect to happen in the second half for you? Do you have any particular goals in mind?
I don't have any statistical goals really yet so far. You know, I want to go out there and do well, and you know, we got 10 wins in the first half. I'd like to get maybe 20 in the second half. You know, would be great. You know, to do a bunch, get a few wins is the biggest thing, and I want to maybe contribute a little more and score some few more goals.
Well, we wish you the best, and thanks for coming over.
Thank you very much.
Pat Falloon, our first period guest, the Los Angeles Kings against the San Jose Sharks at the Great Western Forum. We'll be back here shortly. Harry Smith? Well, let's find out.
Is this a Sharks fan's bad dream? Is it the Sharks logo gone mad? Well, not quite. Those illustrations were the originals developed by Terry Smith, a former collegiate basketball standout, now artist, teacher, coach, sports memorabilia collector, and the one most responsible for the Sharks logo that has caused a merchandising explosion across the nation.
What we tried to do, first of all, was come up with some interpretation of a shark. As you've seen by some of the sketches, I mean, there are a lot of different ways you can go. Essentially, you're dealing with a kind of a cigar shape, and now you're trying to take that cigar shape and do something with it. Do you want it to look real? Do you want it to look cartoony? Should it be stylized? What should the shark look like? Should it be aggressive? Should we show teeth? Should we not show teeth? Is there blood?
Statistics, the scoring obviously, and there's the shots. Kings with a big edge there. Power play shots pretty close. Face-offs, boy, that's the most one-sided margin maybe of the year against San Jose. And there's your penalty total.
And those face-offs, 2 of them cost the Sharks goals.
Directly to scores.
Right.
So a very important part of the game. And so is the opening face-off for the second period. So here we go. Kings have the puck at their own blue line. Chikrin sends it up ice and taken away by Gates. He's looking for Odgers. Odgers, Evason, Fenton, the front line for the Sharks out there right now. Gates goes, oh, wait a minute. Here's Odgers in a battle at the blue line. And
It's Rob Blake.
Is that Blake? Yeah, it is Blake. And they are in the neutral zone going at it. Everybody steps away rapidly. Nobody wants that big fine you get for staying too close to a battle. And the referee will hand out some penalties here. Ron Hogarth. Odgers is over the 100 minutes in penalty total so far this year. He came in with 101 tonight.
And
so both players go off.
Something unusual, and I've always suggested that to fighters for a number of years. Jeff Odgers did not take his glove off, and he's had an injured right hand, and there you can see them come together. And Rob Blake is actually the instigator, but you can see Jeff Odgers has the bad right hand, and he keeps his glove on. And I think that's an excellent idea.
Blake is going to get a double minor. Apparently the instigator, according to the officials. So right on, Dennis. So that means a power play for the Sharks.
That would be a very first, I think, against Jeff Odgers, where anyone instigated a fight against him. But Tom Webster wants his guys to be more physical. He certainly wants them to play better on the power play, and especially when they're shorthanded.
So let's look at the power play tonight so far for San Jose. They are 1 for 2, and they would take that forever in the NHL if they could stay 1 for 2 on power plays on a percentage basis.
Well, if they could just stop getting scored while they're shorthanded, or being scored against by the other team when they're on the power play, they'd be much happier.
Kings have not done well handling power plays. They've allowed at least 1 goal in 10 of their last 11 games when they've been shorthanded. So here we go with a face-off in the San Jose end of the ice, and Doug Wilson has the puck. He'll take it in behind the net and set the play up for San Jose, trailing by just a goal, 3-2, 19:40 to go here in the second period. Puck goes in behind Kelly Rudy, and it comes around to the near board. Sharks hold it in the zone along the near side. Lawton sends it back out to Wilson, and a quick shot by Gates just misses wide. Back out to the point and cleared down the ice by Yari Curry.
And Doug Wilson, Joe, has scored in 3 straight games. And I think that's an indication that he's ready for the All-Star game.
Now Link Gates will bring it up. Passes up the left wing to Wilson across center ice. Good pass on the right wing to Lawton. Lawton stays back out at the point to Gates. Gates across to Doug, almost too deep for him. Good pass across to the other side. Pass now to Kissio. He tried to get the shot away, couldn't do it. Kings get it, and Gretzky clears it to center. Back down the ice it goes. Well, the power play still just over a minute to go on it. 3-2, Kings lead, early second period. Pat Falloon knocked off the puck by a teammate, and the shot from the left side grabbed by Milas, who clears it to the near boards. Now the Sharks start to bring it up to center. Knocked away, though, taken away by Los Angeles. Now Robitaille loses it to Wilson. Wilson brings it to the Kings line. Slap shot, and Rudy will hold on. Good, low, hard shot by Wilson, and Rudy able to grab it and force the face-off in the Los Angeles end. And the Sharks and the Kings will make a couple of player changes here. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, see what's going on elsewhere. Calgary wins over Quebec in a fight-filled game, 5-3 tonight. Vancouver beat Winnipeg. That's an important matchup, 4-2, four-pointer in effect. Rangers over Buffalo, 6-2 is the final score, and Washington pounded St. Louis 6-1. Islanders, how about that, huh? Over Detroit, 6-2. That's an amazing score. And the Blackhawks and Flyers tied at 1 apiece. That's over. Well, there's your scoreboard. So a couple of surprises around the NHL tonight.
I think Chicago and Philadelphia have tied about 4 times this one.
You know, that's right. I think maybe in a row.
Yeah. Well, they had back-to-back ties at one time.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. So the puck goes in behind the net, and Gretzky clears it around the far boards, and down the ice it goes, and the Sharks chase it down. Jason Moore going back for it, being pursued from behind by Millen. It comes around to the near side. Sullivan gets it to Falloon, taken away by Millen. Millen acquired just before Christmas from the Rangers in a trade for Randy Gillen. He'd been playing at Binghamton in New York. Sharks bring it up on the right wing. Here comes Pat. Falloon across center ice, leaves it to Bruce, who tips it in. Chychrun goes back for it, has room to clear, and does. So the power play now just about over. Sharks barely have enough time to get to the other end. Hammond takes it behind the net. 3-2 score. Kings lead it. And now San Jose brings it up. Moore pass up the right wing. Carrying it up. Falloon stays along the far boards. Penalty over. Teams back at full and equal strength. Pat banks it back to the Los Angeles blue line, but the Kings bring it back up. Gretzky very slow getting back into the play. I wonder if he's hurt. Back along the near boards. Sharks have it. Cleared out to the left side to Sullivan. Gretzky's back in the play, but he's not moving well. Puck goes back to the far boards and taken by Benning. Benning brings it up to center ice, or tries to. Sharks force him backwards. Taken along the near side by Curry and shot in. In behind the net on Milas. Over to Rob Zettler. Zettler at the far boards, leads it out to center ice. Sharks bring it up. It gets by Benning. He has to go back and pick it up. In the neutral zone, overskating it is Zettler, but he takes it back. Zettler breaks in. Lead pass just a step too far for Kissio. Back to the near side to Lawton. He's got a man out in front. Zettler takes the shot. It's knocked down. Now Gretzky comes back up. He's got a 2-on-2 with Curry. Carries it in. Leads it to Curry. Almost a perfect pass. And back it goes at the side of the net to Milas, who'll just hold on. So 3-2 Kings. 16.5 minutes to go here in the second period, and we'll be back in just a moment. Will be our second period guest at the intermission. Fine young man out of Montreal who's become a perennial all-star now for the Kings in his 5th year as an all-star. Face off to the right-hand side of Milas, out to the point. Slap shot by Ahola, and it just misses. Comes back to the near boards. He almost had his second goal of the night on a rising shot. Odgers along the far boards. He's checked from behind by Granato. Puck stays in the zone. Kings chase it down behind the net. Taken there as Robitaille battles Doug Wilson. Kicks it, little soccer play. Back over to Doug Wilson at the near boards. He's hit from behind. Robitaille lands on him. Wilson stays on top of the puck. It comes loose. Sharks have it. Out to the point, but not out of the zone. Now Wilson gets it out the right wing, and some room here as Evason brings it up. Odgers breaking ahead of him. Odgers has the puck, has Fenton. Good play in front of the net by San Jose to keep it in. Odgers to the right wing. A shot deflected. Goes behind the net to Evason. Breaking in front is Zettler. He takes the shot. Rebound. Blocked out in front of the Kings. Clear it out. And here's a breakaway. Robitaille moving in. He shoots. He doesn't score. Milas with a great kick save. Just kept that left pad on it. Back to Fenton at center ice. Back into the zone. Zettler just clears it back out. Line change for the teams. And we get a whistle. The puck ends up in the Kings bench. So a close call for Jarmo Milas, but he makes the big save. 3-2 Kings will return on Sports Channel. For the Sharks, and we'll show you just what happened there.
And Jarmo Milas saved Rob Zettler twice. Luc Robitaille gets by up the middle as Rob Zettler went in to try a shot at the other end, and Jarmo Mielis makes a great save on Luc Robitaille. But Rob Zettler moved in twice at the other end, made a good shot on net, but he was caught in there, and the Kings came out twice, one resulting in that breakaway.
Back in behind the net to Kenny Hammond, around to the near side. 3-2 Kings. 15.5 minutes to go, second period. Perry Anderson out on the left wing. Over to Hammond. He gets it over to Presley. Presley starts to break out, looking for the near boards to Anderson. Anderson with that protective mask gets it over to Hammond. Now Herkus racing for the puck. Tony had a goal against Winnipeg on Sunday, so he's had 2 goals on this road trip. Back to the near boards. Presley keeps it in. Quick pass to the side of the net, right out in front, and Herkus couldn't get a stick down on it. Kings clear the zone and bring it up with a 3-on-3. Pass over to Carrington on the right wing side, going in deep. The backhander, Donnelly, rebound, Millen, and just missed. Oh, Mielis able to stay with it all the way. Back to Presley, and he shoots it the length of the ice.
Well, Jarmo's hot this period.
Having a great
3 or
game
4
so
great
far.
saves.
Icing call to bring it back down to the other end. So Jarmo in that goalie mix for San Jose, trying to earn one of the jobs. Let's see what he did on this one.
Now here's some good speed, and Donnelly gets a backhander off that Jarmo makes a good kick save, and right back in there is Corey Millen with the rebound, and another good save by Jarmo as he kicks it out, and a little theatrics by Jarmo. And it looks like the goaltenders are going to play as long as they're winning, Joe.
Yeah.
Looks like George Kingston said play your way out of the rotation. So if you win, you play. If you lose, you're out. And that's probably a pretty good system. Goalies would accept that.
Now the face-off goes back in behind the net to Zettler. Rob against the far boards. Clears it down the ice to absolutely nobody. So this will be an icing. Kings go back. And they get there first. So there's a face-off, and they'll be brought back down to the other end. Well, coming up on Sports Channel, if you're a local college basketball fan, tune in Friday and Saturday for 2 big...
It's a break against the Sharks, so I'd look for him to stay at home a lot more the rest of the game.
He's got the puck in his own zone on the far boards and banks it out to center, looking for Lawton, but it's off his skate and shot back in, or upstairs actually, into the seats. Look at Larry Robinson, the 40-year-old veteran of the Los Angeles Kings, who, look at those totals, huh? 744 career assists. That's amazing.
And he's 40 years old and 40th in NHL scoring, Joe. Quite a feat for a defenseman.
So he's had a great career with the Montreal Canadiens. He's on their all-time team, in fact.
That's even a better feat.
Isn't that something to be on the all-time Montreal Canadiens team?
I'm not even on my all-time family team.
Back the puck rolls in on Kelly Rudy. Berezan was there, so Rudy had to make a good catch. Looked like a ground ball to short there for a minute.
Was close in the vote, though. My sister Maxine beat me out. But Kelly Kissio's playing a strong game, and whenever he's out there, you know, he makes things happen, Joe. He was involved in a couple of the goals tonight. Assisted on the 2 goals, in fact. And when he gets the puck in the other team's zone, he makes something happen.
Last shorthanded goal wrapped up a win against Philadelphia almost 2 weeks ago now, in fact.
He's a real competitor, too.
Brian Lawton on the face-off. It comes back out to Zettler. Slap shot deflected, and Lawton couldn't get his stick down to put it back into the net. Checked off the play by Benning, but San Jose holds it in. Kissio along the boards, back in behind the net to Berezan. He's hit by McIntyre. Back to the near side, tied up in the corner. Jay Moore trying to keep it in and keep possession. Now Berezan at the side of the net, has men out in front, still controls it, turns around, and room for Curry to get it back out to Gretzky. Here comes Wayne up the left wing. He flips it in on Mielis, goes in behind the net. Jarmo shoots it around the boards to the near side. Tied up along the board. Sharks get it out. Here's a 2-on-1. Kissio's got help with Berezan. Brings it in. Tries to pass. And probably should have shot because the defenseman had him in too deep. Back it comes now for Los Angeles. Gretzky shot. Mielis kicks it away with his stick. Still in the zone behind the net to Gretzky. Sharks have not handled 2-on-1s very well really most of the year, Dennis.
Well, I think they're so unselfish that a lot of times, both with Pat Falloon and Kelly Kissio, they should be shooting sometimes when they're trying to pass.
Now the puck stays down in the zone. Bruce has it at the goal line. In behind the net. Taken there by Falloon. Right out in front to Sullivan. And he just couldn't flick his stick at it. If he could, he might have had that one in the net. The stick just sort of laid there, hoping it would deflect in. Back out it comes to Falloon. Holds it in. McSorley goes back to get it. McSorley, longtime Edmonton player, played forward and defense for the Kings and Edmonton. Back along the near board. Sharks hold it in. Still in the zone. Good pressure with this line as Bruce and Sullivan battle for it behind the net, trying to keep it in the Kings' end. Now it comes out a little bit to Gretzky. He tries to bank it back, goes right to San Jose. Sharks get it out in front, and the Kings clear the zone. Out to center ice it goes. Gates has to wait for his teammates to clear and pops it back into the zone. Line change for San Jose as Herkus races out on the ice with Bob McGill. Perry Anderson. Puck still in the zone. Good pressure right now by the Sharks. Hammond puts it over the top of the net. Rudy watches it roll there. Behind the net to Chikrin. He's hit by Anderson. Now another chance. Out it comes to Hammond. Right down the middle. Can he shoot? Deflected. Stop. And Rudy lays on the puck. It is still loose. And the Kings clear it out. For just a second, it appeared that everybody was going to lose sight of it, including the ref. But it came out of the pile and was end. So we'll have a timeout. It's 3-2, and we pause now for this regional break. Coming in on it, San Jose. Flip it to the point, but not out. Kings hold it in along the near side. Sharks swatting away at it, trying to get out. They do get it out to center, and up the right wing it goes to Dodgers, but he has to back up at his own line. Oh, a breakaway. Here's Evason. Moving in. He shoots. Good save by Kelly Rudy. Evason tried to go upstairs on him and put it into him. Here's another chance. Right at the side of the net. It's cleared out to the point. Kings bring it back out. Kudelski passes over to the left wing. And the pass broken up as they have to back off. They'd be offside. Corey Millen brings it back. Carries it into the zone. Goes to the right wing. Donnelly's ahead of him. Drops the puck. Goes back to Kudelski behind the net. Kings putting the pressure on. And they try to clear it to the point, but instead, as you can see, back out to center ice. Kings bring it back up. And we get a whistle for an offside. Well, the Sharks came close to tying it up, but that guy made a big save. We'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel.
In the second period, Joe, both of them making great saves. And here's Dean Evason, who, you know, shows that he's going to shoot real early. And Harudi on the other side, he goes down real early too. So they both didn't make great plays, but at least he stopped it.
Yeah, Evason certainly telegraphed that one, and so Rudy able to make the save. Now Gates in his own zone gets it out to center to Kissio. He's checked off by Chikrin. Back it goes to the San Jose end. Link has played some forward this year, but now for about the last 3 weeks he's been a defenseman. Back it comes to Bjugstad. Bjugstad tries to lead a pass, and it's broken up by Doug Wilson. Wilson skated off the puck. Here's a shot over the top of the net. Back to the near side. 9:40 to go, second period. Chikrin has it. Kings lead by 1. McIntyre driven off the puck by Wilson. Back it goes behind the net. Wilson ties him up again, so he can't get a pass away. Back it comes to the Kings. Turning around is Bjugstad. He's driven off the puck, and the Sharks bring it to center. Lead pass over to Brian Lawton on the left wing. He gets into the Los Angeles zone. It's cleared back out to center. Line change for the Sharks underway. Back it goes into the Sharks end of the ice to Bob McGill. Up the right wing it goes. Sharks carrying it up, trailing by a goal. Perry Berezan on the right wing. And the Kings intercept and take it back up. Shot down the ice by Curry. Into the San Jose end. Goes to the near board. Sharks grab it there. Very clean period. We've had only one penalty called on each team. It was a double to the Kings. Here's Sullivan in deep with Bruce in the middle. Backhands it behind the net. Now Falloon chasing it down. There it comes to Hammond. He's got a pretty good angle, and he shoots it just wide. Now here's Gretzky up the left wing. Leads it to Curry. This teaming has started to pay off in recent weeks. Shot by Gretzky. Oh, what a kick-out save by Mielis, and back down the ice it goes. Will be icing if the Kings get there first, and they do. And so a face-off will be at the San Jose end of the ice. 3-2 score Los Angeles. We'll be back in just a moment on Sports Channel. We want to tell you about Dominique Wilkins, who's coming to town in the Bay Area with the Atlanta Hawks to take on the Golden State Warriors, and only Sports Channel can bring you all the action. That's next Wednesday, 7:30, the Hawks and the Warriors, and don't forget Warriors warm-up at 7 o'clock. That's their live call-in show right here on Sports Channel. Special hello to John Morris and Dave Lipton in their Sharks jackets, who came up to say hello. They're from the Bay Area. Now the puck goes in behind the San Jose net. 3-2 score. Kings lead. 8:20 to go. Second period. Sharks don't play again for a week when they go to Edmonton. The All-Star break is upon us after tonight, at least for San Jose. The other team's playing for another night or two. Back in behind the net. Kings have the puck. And skating it up the left wing. It's passed over to the near side, taken by Robitaille. Robitaille going in deep, passes back, still controlled at the circle by Granato. Milas stays with the puck, makes a good save. Taylor checked off the puck, goes back and gets it, keeps it in, pass out in front. Good defensive play there by San Jose to just get it away. Back up the left wing to Lawton. He's got room. A shot. Rudy. Rebound. Still in front of the net. Puck is still loose. It's still loose. And finally, Rudy is able to hold on. And a little pushing, but nothing appears to be developing here that'll be anything particularly nasty. And a line change as the Sharks will bring different players out here right now. We're talking about Gretzky and Curry, how their point totals are adding up. In just recent games, they've both been very, very hot, more than a point a game apiece. And Kelly Rudy would like to see more benefits of that. He still had to face an awful lot of shots and breakaways on him in recent games.
And there's Link Gates, who George Kingston says referees are picking on him. But I think he's played very well tonight.
Look at the face-off total here. It is 20-15 now, so it has evened out considerably, Dennis.
It has. The Sharks have been greatly outshot in the first period, and they get better as the game goes along as far as the shots are concerned, and they're showing that again tonight.
Puck goes in behind the Kings net. They take it there. Blake has it. Blake trying to get something going, but Sullivan protecting right out in front of the net. 7.5 minutes to go. Second period. 1-goal lead for LA. And back out it comes to center. Los Angeles skating it up. Here's Donnelly. Moves to the left wing. Good, quick, hard shot, but it goes over the net. Back to the near boards. He's tying the team to it. McSorley's out there now. Around the fireboards it goes. McSorley and Millen and Donnelly. So a different combination here for the LA Kings. Back in behind the net to McSorley. He's still battling behind the net. He and Gates, that might turn into something yet. Now the Kings skating in. A shot off the pipe. Oh my! Milas just got a little of it and it deflected off of him. Then it hit the post. Sharks got a big break there. Out in front it comes to Gates. Up the right wing. Balloon trying to lead it to center. Kings get it back in. That should be an offside, and it is, as Torrey Millen touches the puck. Close call there for the Sharks, but the Kings hold the lead at 3-2. We'll return on Sports Channel. Milas, let's see what he did on this last play.
Well, he's sporting his new Shark helmet, but he gets a break there as it goes right off the post, and Link Gates clears it out of harm's way. But McSorley was out there, and I think he was out there, Joe, just because of Link Gates being out there.
We see whole bunches of Sharks fans here tonight. A lot of them came down for this game. Here's a shot by Perry Anderson just off the side of the net. Back to Gretzky. Gretzky so far has been fairly well handled by San Jose. They wouldn't even want me to say that. They'd say you've jinxed us now. We asked for it. You'd score 3 in the next 3 minutes. Tony Herka's playing well now. He's got 2 goals in the last few games.
Yeah, he's rounding into shape. And as we mentioned, you know, when he came back, he missed 30, 40 games.
And there's a look behind the Sharks bench. Face off to the right-hand side of Milas. Wayne Gretzky out on the ice right now for San Jose with Curry on the right. And McSorley, the other lineman, forward, and it comes up the left wing side, and here comes San Jose. Back it comes down into the Los Angeles end. And it at to Anderson. Tied up along the boards. This one might be forced into a face-off with one of the Sharks laying down on the ice on the puck. That tends to do it. And the referee finally blows the whistle. Sometimes it's dangerous not to do it. You want to keep the play moving, but if you let it go too long, then you got players pushing and shoving, and pretty soon you got to fight.
Exactly, and we've seen that a lot in the last few weeks where the referees have been waiting a long time before they blow the whistle. But there's Perry Anderson, who has been dying for a hamburger. He's been sounding like wimpy for the last 2 weeks. Give me a hamburger today, and I will pay you on Tuesday.
Yeah, everything's been through a straw for him for quite some time. But he did lose 10 pounds.
I'm going to try that.
And I was thinking that might be a great idea. Somebody just wire my jaw shut. That might be covered. Hammond along the near side in the Sharks end of the ice. 3-2 Kings. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Curry on the right wing. He tries to hit Gretzky, who was pretty well tied up along the fireboards, but they keep it in the zone. Now Presley has it. Bounces off of Anderson's leg, and the Kings able to control it at their own end of the ice. Back out to center to Presley. Presley shoots it in, goes in behind Rudy. Back to the near boards to Charlie Huddy. Fenton racing out on the ice with Odgers and Evason. Back it comes over to the far side. Odgers trying to take it there. Comes out to center. Backhanded, knocked down by Kudelski. Back over to Jay Moore. He couldn't control it. Sharks bring it up. Evason right side. Odgers high shot off the glass. And back to the near side. Kept in by Fenton. Now it stays along the boards and the Kings get it out of the zone. Gretzky brings it up across center ice. Decides he's going to do it himself as he brings it up. Still has possession. Leads it over to the far circle. Odgers takes him out of the play, and back it comes to San Jose. Up to center ice comes Evason. Crosses the blue line. He's got 3 men in front of him. Not going to get through that. Back behind the net. Back out to the point. Settler did a nice job there, knocking the King down. Back out to Odgers. Shot deflected just to the near boards. And the Kings get it back to the point again, but Settler won't let it leave. Stays in. Tied up. Face-off will be forced. So we'll get a change of lines here. Well, hockey fans won't want to miss the All-Star festivities on Sports Channel this week. On Friday at 4, tune in for NHL.
Will be at the All-Star game, and he knows his way to the All-Star games. He's been there many times. But he was picked as one of the picks by the president of the NHL.
So a high honor.
Yeah.
I think John just wants to play golf with him myself. John Ziegler. So the face-off down in the Los Angeles end, and the puck comes back out to Gates. A quick shot, a save, a rebound. Kissio couldn't get a stick on it very effectively as he was knocked down by the defenseman. And here's another chance, and a high shot just goes over the net by San Jose. So they put on a lot of pressure in this period, and they played well, but they've been unable to get into a tie. Back out to center. Berezan broken up by Bukestad. Bukestad shoots it back into the San Jose zone. Nealis knocks it down. Sharks start to bring it back out. Trailing 3-2. Up the right wing. Flipped in. Taken by Robinson. Drops it back. Like that Taylor back to the near side. And back out it comes. Here come the Kings. McIntyre up the right wing. He gets it to Bukestad. His shot deflected. And it's off the glass. Back around the far boards to Kissio. Now Kissio bringing it back out. Now to Lawton. Lawton can't get through. The Kings have it. 3:45 to go, second period. 1-goal game. Now the puck goes up into the bench, so they'll have a timeout and a face-off. So the Kings leading by a score of 3-2. Time running out in the second period. We'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel.
Mention how the Sharks have been hemming the Kings in their own end, and you know they say they miss Duchesne on the power play. They miss him just as much in their own end. You know, a good defenseman, when he makes that first pass, gets his team out of trouble.
Right. Well, the puck comes out to center ice here, and Bob McGill backhands it up the left wing to Hammond. Knocked down, brought back up, and McGill back to get it. Bob in his own zone, over to Hammond, banks it off the boards, left wing side to Bruce. He can't control it. David, the leading scorer for the Sharks on the year, with goals, 13 on the near boards. Off the skate, Sullivan back up for it. Now Bruce breaks over to the right side with Falloon. This line could develop into something pretty special. It's young players, even David Bruce doesn't have a lot of experience. As you look at Pat Falloon, the youngest of them all, these guys, as they get comfortable with one another, could be very, very effective.
They're very skilled players, and Mike Sullivan is very good away from the puck and plays as well defensively, probably better defensively than he does offensively. But when you have David Bruce and Pat Falloon, you need a defensive player out there because they're going to make some mistakes defensively, but they're going to capitalize on a lot of their offensive chances.
3 minutes to go here in the second period, and it's 3-2 in favor of Los Angeles. Chychrun gets it up to center ice to Jay Moore. Back in behind the net. Kelly Rudy knocks it down. Behind the net to Chychrun again. Over to the far side to Donnelly, who tries to lead it out to Millen. Millen in a race with Zettler. Millen's got the puck, makes a nice stop. Tried to thread a pass, wouldn't go. But the Kings still have possession down to the San Jose end. Back in behind the net to Sullivan. Gives it away at the side of the net. And back it comes to the near board. Sharks bring it up. Pass up the left wing. Here's a chance for Falloon. He's got Bruce breaking down the middle. Falloon waits at the circle. Probably went back a little bit too far on that one. Goes back to Moore. Far side over to Kissio. In behind the net to Rob Blake. Falloon chases him off the puck. Sharks hold it in. Trying to tie before the period comes to an end. Just over a couple of minutes here. Falloon behind the net. Knocked off the puck. Kings grab it. Settler holds it in. He's done a good job doing that in this game tonight. His little short pass though broken up. Now pass to center and a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Kings as they bring it in. Pass is dropped. Slap shot hits wide on the shot by Millen. He had help there with Donnelly out in front. Back to the near boards to Berezan. Berezan brings it out to center ice and back to get it to the Kings. 3-2 score. 1:45 to go in the period. Left side, Tony Herkus moves in, takes the shot, and Rudy almost didn't handle it. He just got his glove on it. You can see he dropped it, then able to cover up. So a face-off down at the Los Angeles end. Sharks bench. Bobby Murdoch, and in the jacket there, exhorting his players what to do here in the closing minute and a half of the period.
And an important minute and a half for the Sharks, who played very well here in the second period, except for some great stops by Rudy. They could have tied this up. And here's Bob Murdoch explaining to Falloon and to David Bruce why Mike Sullivan's playing with him, and he's the back checker.
Puck along the near boards in the Los Angeles zone. Goes back in behind the net. Rudy leaves it there for Charlie Huddy. Minute and a half to go in the period. Up the right wing side it goes. And here comes Gretzky. Brings it to center. Takes the long shot. Bounces in on Milas behind the net. He sends it over to Perry Anderson. Anderson bumps from Huddy from behind. Stays in the zone, and the Kings get it and lose it to Doug Wilson. Wilson over to Gates. Over to the right wing board. Now the San Jose Sharks bring it up on a 3-on-3. Lead pass on the right wing. Goes in behind the net. Anderson racing Huddy for the puck. Sharks get it. Out in front of the net. Trying to turn around as Presley couldn't do it. Here's Gretzky. One man back on defense as he starts to drive. Carries it in deep. Still has it. Hammond forces him back up a little bit further. Stays in the zone. Kings pick it up. Less than a minute to go in the period. Shot from the point is a terrible miss. And it's taken by Hammond. Sharks still haven't cleared, however. Here's Rob Blake with another chance. Skating right in. He shoots. Save. Rebound. Sharks clear it to Presley, and they come out 3-on-1. Here's a chance here. Anderson breaking on the left. Pass to Herkus. Carries it in. Shoots. Cleared away in front of the net. Just in the nick of time, Rob Blake got back for the Kings. The game would have been tied. Bob McGill grabs it icing in a face-off with only 13.5 seconds to go at the Kings' end. And Rudy is doing a heck of a job tonight.
He's certainly saving the day here in the second period. A great play, and Tony Herkus walks in, and he won't miss many of those. Pretty talented when it comes to breakaway goals. But Rudy was up to the task there, and right after that play, here's Presley, and it's a 3-on-1, and this has happened to the Kings a lot this year. Presley makes a nice play to Tony Herkus, and Tony can't get it by a sprawling Rudy.
So now a little discussion for some reason or another.
Well, right after that,
was there a penalty?
Perry Anderson ran Rob Blake along the boards, and really a vicious hit. And that's what the Sharks have missed with Perry Anderson.
Odgers has gone down to the dressing room, and also now the Kings player, and that's Chikrin, also going down. So that's the penalties. So Chikrin gets one. Unsportsmanlike. 1947 to both players. Odgers and Chikrin both get 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Time of the penalties, 1947.
I always thought they were sporty guys myself. So they're gone, and they'll be back in the third period. So the team, of course, will remain at full and equal strength.
Well, I think Chikrin was sticking up for Rob Blake, who took that hit, and then Jeff Odgers came in to help out his player.
Chikrin coming back of off-season wrist surgery, so trying to fight his way back from that. Now the puck goes back to Charlie Huddy in the corner. Sharks Falloon ties him up. Everson comes in on it. Goes loose around the far boards. A lead pass to center, knocked down by Wilson, and that will end the second period. So it was a well-played period by both teams, but neither team able to score in this period. So the score remains the same as when we entered the second period. It's 3-2 in favor of the Los Angeles Kings. So the Sharks making a great effort, but Kelly unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll go on for about a minute and a half. So the puck in behind the Kings net. Everson tries to spin it out in front, can't do it, and here comes Los Angeles. Hanging on to a 1-goal lead. This has been the most competitive and closely played game as we get an offside that the Sharks have had against the Kings this year so far, Dennis. And we're going to take a look at the stats for 2 periods of play. You see the shots aren't that far apart now, 25-20. Power play shots are dead even. Face-offs still a big edge for the Kings, and as Dennis pointed out earlier, that led to 2 Kings goals, and there's your penalties dead even. so far. But definitely the second period was much more a Sharks period after the first was an edge to Los Angeles.
And that's unusual. Their best period is usually this third period, where they're only 10 shots less than their opponents in this third period, Joe.
So let's see how they do here tonight as Dean Evison brings it up with Fenton and Odgers, the rest of his line. Now check that. Falloon is out there on this line right now instead of Odgers. Of course, can't be Odgers. He's in the penalty box. I did that by rote, didn't I? Back out it comes to Doug Wilson. Here's a shot and a deflection off to the near boards. Taken there by Gates. Gates with a shot, and it goes high. Back over to Doug at the left point. Shoots it back in around the net to the near side. Kings trying to get it out of there. Leading by just a goal. They've had a lot of defensive breakdowns that have cost them games late. Now bringing it back up is Waters. Waters breaks in, drops a pass, shot misses badly. Comes around to the near side to Kissio. Kissio brings it to center. His pass is intercepted and brought back up by Gretzky. Pete's older brother gets the puck up ice. Leads it to the left side, and a shot just misses there by Benning. Over to the far side to Doug Wilson. He carries it to center ice. Up the right wing to Kissio. Kissio to the Kings line. Over to the left wing. Shot by Lawton. Berezan behind the net. Berezan still in control. They try to check him off it, but he still keeps it. Sharks have 2 men in the zone in deep. Into the corner it goes. Puck tied up, comes loose. Lawton wanted to get it to Berezan. Knocked down. Charlie Huddy picks it up. He can't clear it. Sharks clear it, keep it in. Now the Kings break out. Up the right wing to Gretzky. He's got to step on more. Stops, drops the puck. Open man, shot, save. Deflected. Sharks come back. Up the right wing side to Kissio. Kissio across the line. Open man left side, Berezan. His shot, oh, a deflected try by Kissio. Just misses to the near board. Back out to Moore. Backhanded out in front of the net. Out to center it goes from Huddy. And there is Gretzky again. Boy, I'll tell you, that old roamer hanging out of that old floater hanging around the blue line.
Looks like Brett Hull out there.
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's Hull and Oates. Back up the right side. Here come the Kings breaking in. Donnelly trailing on the play. Here's the centering pass. Can't get it. Back to the near side comes Falloon. Falloon shoots it down ice. It is not an icing, and so out to get it is Kelly Rudy. Back to the far board. Sullivan ties it up there with Waters. McSorley comes in on it. Sharks get it. At the side of the net, David Bruce goes for it. Back around the boards, it comes out to McGill. He's got 1 goal tonight. He'd love to get 2. Back in behind the net, back to the far side to Waters. And out it comes to McSorley. McSorley racing up ice, controlling the puck. He's got Millen cutting to the other side. McSorley in deep with a backhander. Blocked away by Milas. The Sharks bank it out to the point, but not out of the zone. Back in it goes to McGill. Around the boards it comes to Falloon. Falloon checked off the play. Back to the Kings. Open man, a shot. Milas saves it and doesn't even know it. He's got it and wasn't even sure of it, but he made a big play again. Both goalies have been terrific. 3-2 Kings. We'll be right back. Hand side of Jarmo Milas, his second straight strong game.
And another one of those important faceoffs, but the Sharks had the puck within 5 feet of the blue line twice, Joe, and didn't get it out. And my old coach Billy Ray said that was the most important play in hockey, to get it over that blue line.
Now the puck goes in behind the net. It's cleared around the boards and back out to center ice it goes. And Chychrun takes it there. Back to the near side to Blake. Back up the middle it goes to McIntyre. Here's Larry Robinson looking for the puck on the right wing. Back in behind the net as he and Bukestad are up on a front line at the moment. Still Warhorse, the legs still work. Back out it comes to the point. Controlled by Blake. A shot. Milas grabs it, holds on.
I think you'll get a special rate at the All-Star game.
Yeah, a senior discount, huh?
Yeah.
Doug Wilson talking to John McIntyre of the Kings there. Said, boy, I'll tell you, the last few games, Doug has really looked quick, too. He looks like he's absolutely back to the full game.
Exactly. He's been, he's had such a problem all year with injuries and then with sickness. He really couldn't play his own game, but he never complained, and he really stuck with it. He's really a team guy. And I think tonight, Doug Wilson playing with Link Gates is a good combination. I think he's really has a good quieting effect on Link. And I think as we've seen tonight, Link has not done anything silly and has been real steady out there.
Puck comes out to the point to Blake. His shot deflected by Wilson. Oh, and it rolls in front. Kings get a big chance and don't make it work. Boy, Robitaille had a golden opportunity, and he put it right at Milas. Bouncing puck can do a lot of funny things. Back out to center. Kings take it, though. Grab it, bring it back. Circling at the Sharks blue line. Taken away there by Gates. Doug Wilson looked like he got a little stick that time.
Well, the puck bounced up right in his face.
Ooh. Back it goes and upstairs into the seats. So we'll have a face-off, and Gates is saying some friendly things to somebody, but meanwhile we'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel. Kings continue to hold the lead, and here's that last play.
And Yarmo, who's taken over where he left off in the second period, came up with a great save there. As I mentioned how well Wilson and Gates were playing, they leave the King all alone in front, and Yarmo saves the day for them.
That's Yarmo's new mask, as you pointed out, Dennis.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah,
nice and colorful. Puck down in the Los Angeles end. Charlie Huddy gets it to center. Zettler shoots it back in. Back in behind the net. Kings grab it there. Hanging on to a 1-goal lead. And I'm sure the fans wondering, will they be able to hold on, or will they make a mistake? As they have so often this year, they have let games that are close get away with a defensive error. Pass out in front, Evason, he shoots, and somehow Kelly Rudy stops him again. Look for just a moment, that one was going to get in underneath him.
Boy, it's been a goaltender show here. The second period and the start of this one. Dean Evason had some great chances, and as you said, Joe, they have some defensive lapses, and no one takes Dean Evason, who missed on that breakaway, and Rudy looks behind him, which is a dead giveaway that he doesn't know where it is. Oh, is it in? No, where is it? Okay.
Thank goodness.
Safe.
Don't look back, something may be gaining on you.
It's a San Jose Sharks. And Dean's been having a little trouble scoring goals. He had that breakaway in the second period and that one. But you're getting the chances. As a player, all you can hope for is that you get the chances.
And eventually things will start bouncing your way as the hoped-for probabilities. Now the puck down to the San Jose end, taken by Zettler. Zettler leads it up to Odgers. Jeff up the right side, leads it to the left wing to Evason. Back in behind the net. And grabbing it is Peter Ahola. Ahola back to the near boards, and now the Kings break out to center ice as they've got Donnelly carrying it down the left wing. He gets around Moore, drops a pass, and back to help out dramatically that time to stop McSorley was Fenton. And look out, we may have our first skirmish since early in the first period. As players talking to one another, Fenton, McSorley. So it looks like peace will reign. Well, Dominique Wilkins coming to Oakland and coming with the Atlanta Hawks to take on the Golden State Warriors. And only Sports Channel can bring you all the action. Tune in next Wednesday at 7:30 for the Hawks and the Warriors. And don't forget Warriors warm-up at 7 o'clock, our live call-in show on Sports Channel. To there. On camera time.
Number 1.
Maybe he's the next Macaulay Culkin. You never know.
He's not here alone, though.
Right.
There's a good crowd here.
15 minutes to go. And the Sharks with a 1-goal deficit to deal with. There's your time exactly. Kings with a puck, shoot it in. Back to get it is Ken Hammond, takes it behind the San Jose net. So they've continued to push. They've gone to the net a lot, but boy, great work tonight by Kelly Rudy. And the Kings are really getting a lift from that, I'm sure, because the goaltending, the defense, a lot of things have broken down for LA in recent weeks. Back to the near boards, held in by Berezan. Lawton chases it behind the net. Now Kissio rides him off. Still has the puck in the zone. Coming in on his Lawton to help out. No whistle from the ref. They'll force it loose, and it's kicked to Berezan. He gets it to Lawton. Back in behind the net, over to LA, and the Kings clear it out to center ice. Bob McGill chases it down. McGill being pressured, backhands it to the Kings end. Rob Blake overskates it and has to go back and get it. Brian Lawton being hooked off the puck, but chases it down anyhow, and now the Kings come out. It's the right side. Line change for Los Angeles is completed as Chychrun comes out on the ice. And skating in deep now, the Kings allowed to carry it in as it's controlled by Taylor. Shot, whoa, just deflected. Nealis almost didn't see that one as Granato and Falloon got tied up. Back down ice. This will be an icing call as Chychrun goes back to touch it. And they'll bring it back down to the Sharks' end of the ice. Let's pause now for this regional break. You're watching San Jose Sharks hockey on Los Angeles Kings. There's your score and your time remaining in the third period.
And Tom Webster's finally got this line away from the Evason line, and he's got him out there against the Pat Falloon line.
There's somebody with some Sharks goodies. Doug Wilson behind the net. Passes over to the near side to Falloon up the right wing. Pass to center, knocked down. Kings try to bring it back in. A little sandwich there. Gates gets it. Bounces off a Wilson skate, and Milas does a great job grabbing that puck as it was rolling past him.
Well, I think Pat Falloon and David Bruce will have to be a little more defensive-minded out here against the Gretzky line, because the Sharks are in a good position here, just down by 1 goal. Lots of time left in the third period. And for a team like the San Jose Sharks, they've been in this position many times for the first year, which is surprising. But this guy's been in a position to put teams out of their misery many times and has done
into their misery.
Right. But I can empathize with his brother Keith. I think Keith's a fine hockey player, and I really
through that, didn't you?
But I think he can play in the NHL, and I sure hope he gets a chance. For all that Wayne's done for the NHL, I think a simple chance by Keith is appropriate.
Absolutely. Wayne was 62 points on the year. Now behind the net to Doug Wilson, over to the near boards, and Falloon out of the zone to center. Kudelski racing back to get it, being pursued by Mike Sullivan. Sullivan battling for the puck behind the net. Kings grab it though and start to come back out, and here he goes, that old floater looking for it again. He gets by him, and Doug Wilson takes it. There'll be an icing call, bring it back down to the other end. So face off to the Los Angeles end of the ice. Kings are under 500. Nobody on earth would believe they'd be under 500 at this stage of the year. They're 17, 19, and 7. And the Sharks bench. Ellie Rudy now in your picture. Boy, he's really had a great game. I mean, there must be 3 or 4 times a night where you thought for sure San Jose had a goal, and he just wouldn't let it happen.
Well, Dean Evason had a breakaway. Tony Herkus, Mike Sullivan, all in point blank, and Rudy stopped them all.
Tucked in behind the net, taken by Chikrin. Around the boards it goes to Bjugstad, and back out to center ice to Jay Moore. Jason takes it at center ice. That's the left side to Zettler. Back in it goes. 30 to 23 in shots right now for the Kings. Across ice, there's a steal by Herkus. Herkus takes it at the near boards. Feeds it out to Moore. Moore couldn't get a shot away as he's bumped off the puck. Sharks keep it in, however. At the near boards, in behind the net. And over to the far side to Blake, who lost it to Presley. Presley's got Herkus in front of the net. McIntyre grabs it, though, instead. He loses it. And San Jose continues to apply pressure in the offensive zone. Presley behind the net with Chikrin. Presley's trying to feed a teammate, but can't do it. Now he gets it back again at the side of the net. Chikrin being pushed by Herkus. Out to the point to Moore. His pass goes in front of the net. Blake there. Anderson taking a run at it. Came in a little late with that check. Got away with it. Kings shoot it to the point and out. Now the Kings bring it out to center and just dump it down the ice so they can get a line change on it. Here's McSorley entering the fray. Up the left side. The puck shot down too deep. Goes to Benning. Odgers looking for it. He can't get it. Odgers, Evason, Fenton. They end up putting it in on Rudy. Back down the ice to the San Jose end. Hammond at the near boards. 11.5 minutes to go. A 1-goal game. See if anybody makes a mistake. Whether it will stay just like this. Here's a pass in front of the net past Evason. And we got a penalty call coming up here. And there's going to be a power play coming up. And we pause now for this regional break. You're watching San Jose. Opportunity for San Jose, Dennis, here.
Well, the LA Kings certainly aren't playing like a team with a 1-goal lead. First of all, Blake passed the puck right in front of Rudy, which caused a good chance by San Jose Sharks, and then Corey Millen gets a penalty in the Sharks end of the ice, and that's just not concentrating.
There's your situation tonight on the power play for San Jose. 1 out of 3 with 3 shots. So a chance to tie it up now if they can score. Link Gates working the back line with Doug Wilson. Doug brings it up the left wing side. Lawton is up front with Kissio and Herkus. Puck goes though to the Los Angeles end, and the Kings are able to shoot it down. Back to Doug Wilson at his own blue line. Carries it in a little bit deeper, over to the near side to Gates. Gates has had a very strong game tonight. He's played very well, very smart. Up the middle of the ice and comes to the left wing. Carries it in deep, still holds it. Leads a pass to Lawton at the circle. He's got Kissio out in front. Goes in behind the net. Trying to turn around, but instead out to Wilson. Wilson, a little wrist shot, deflected out in front of the goal. Oh, what a bonanza! The Sharks fight their way back and get into a tie on a deflection shot in front of the net.
And they've okayed it. They thought it was a high stick, but he's decided, Hogarth has decided it was a goal. And all-star Doug Wilson started that play from the point with just a little wrist shot, Joe. He didn't try and take the big slapper. He knew he didn't have time and just got it in front. And when you get those shots on net, good things happen.
So Wilson gets the goal, his 7th of the year.
And you can see Doug sees he doesn't have a chance for the big shot, and he just flips it in. And it bounces around. A couple of hoppers.
Yeah, it might have hit Brian Lawton or Huddy. They're going to check this one up, and they're going to take a look at the videotape to see if there's anything here that would have made any difference.
Well, if it's a high stick by the LA Kings, it counts as a goal.
Now Kissio's stick was up, but it didn't look like it hit the stick. It might have hit his body. It also might have hit Huddy after it hit him.
Right, it was a lobber, and it was on the way down there and took one hop as it went in.
So that's the referee, Ron Hogarth, and they're checking the video replay right now to see what the story is. Obviously a very, very significant moment in this game. And George Kingston is not happy that it's even being reviewed. Let's see if we can watch it again.
Pick it up here. There you can see the puck hits the King defender out there. There it hits Huddy's stick.
Yeah, it never hit Lawton's stick. No, it hit Huddy's stick.
It hit Huddy's stick.
So that goal should count.
You know, anything, you can see it hit Huddy's stick and bounce down and through Rudy's legs.
So that should tie it up.
They're going to face off at center, much to the chagrin of the LA fans, much to the happiness of the Sharks and their coaching staff.
So Doug Wilson has a 2-goal night.
Right.
Is that amazing? I mean, a defenseman doesn't do that often.
No, but Doug Wilson
Although
does.
Doug is a great goal scorer.
Yeah, he scored 39 goals 1 year in his career, and he's got 4 goals in the last 3 games, so he's on a tear.
Now that's also a power play goal, I should add. His 7th of the year, so that's 2 power play goals tonight for San Jose. So now on the road, the Sharks have to play it very smart. The 3-3 tie. Here's a shot by McGill that misses wide. Back it comes to the near boards over to Gretzky, and the Kings bring it back out. 2-on-2. Bringing it up is Benning. Benning checked off by McGill. Puck is loose, and it just missed. Oh, what an opportunity there. Back out to center ice as Curry took the shot and missed. Back in and cleared the zone. Back out to Curry at center ice. So the game is halfway through the 3rd period, and it's tied. Sharks, I notice, though, continually, and it's logical enough. You'd think, how can you lose 99? But he's so good at getting behind the defense. Frequently, they're looking for Gretzky at the blue line, and the Sharks will turn around and say, how'd he get there? Gretzky bringing it in here. He's got a man behind the defense. Puck is right out in front as they try to pass to Curry again. Back out the center. Wilson has scored both of his goals tonight on the power play, and we're tied at 3 apiece. Puck goes into the corner. Kings try to clear the zone. And they do get it out to Dave Taylor on the right wing. A Clarkson College alum as it comes back to the near boards. Little hooking here, little grabbing here by the Kings. They get away with it. Back to the near side. Controlled by Taylor. Out in front, side of the net. Granato. Puck is still loose. Over to Robitaille. And they're going to call the penalty the other way. It's a delayed whistle. Berezan can't touch it. If it had rolled all the way back, it would have been a goal. But the minute Perry touches it, the penalty will be called. So Gretzky still in control. They've got a delayed whistle. Extra attacker on the ice. Gretzky still has the puck. Sharks still haven't been able to get position. Here it is out in front. Pass right out in front on the doorstep. Milan. Puck is grabbed. There's the whistle. It'll be a power play for Los Angeles. Oh my. What a segment that was of action. So timeout on the ice, 3-3 tie. Power play coming up. We'll be back here in just a moment on Sports Channel. This is going to be a nervous moment. It's 3-3, and Lawton has been called for tripping at 11:13.
Well, it was an exciting couple of minutes. Lawton gets the penalty, as you can see on the upper right of your screen, but then he does the unmentionable by stopping play. You know, you have to keep playing until you get the puck. He finally got going again, but then lost his stick at center ice, and Luc Robitaille is in all alone as they bang away at the puck. Rob Blake's in there as well, and the Sharks finally touch it to draw a whistle. But this is a big point in the game right now.
Well, I guess 8:47 remaining, and it's 3-3. Sharks have just tied it up on a power play goal. Now the penalty killers will try to do their work as we get ready for the face-off. Taken by Granato, but the Sharks pick it off and send it down the ice.
And the penalty killers have done a great job for the last 15, 16 games. They just had the one letdown in Minnesota where they had a few go in.
Kings in their own zone, clear it up to center. Sharks back up. Doug Wilson out there with Gates. Held in along the right wing boards. Gretzky's working the left side at the point right now. It comes out to Benning. He gets it over to Gretzky. Gretzky likes that circle. Back out it comes. Here's the shot. Save! Milas covers up and holds on. And Gates, very smartly, as he gets a little shove, is smart enough to back off. He's playing a very strong game as Granato almost drew him into something, and the Linkster walked away.
Well, he gave him a little shot before he walked away. Fortunately, his back was to the referee, Ron Hogarth, who didn't see it.
Minute and a half to go on the power play, and Link will come off the ice now.
Can't expect Link to get real good all at once, Joe. I mean, give him a chance.
But he is getting there. I mean, that's
sure
what's
is.
so impressive.
He's making progress.
He's a project for the Sharks, and it's working real well. They're showing him tapes, and they're really working with him because he's got so much talent that they are determined to make him a complete hockey player. And he's a great attitude player. He'll be fine.
And
Yarmo's
Yarmo's having a good game tonight. And, you know, once he gets a win or two, and he really had a difficult time in the last couple of years with Minnesota. You know, every time they bring him up, his team wouldn't play very well in front of him. He never got a win there. And once he gets the confidence of a couple wins, I think he'll be all right.
Face off in the San Jose end. Gretzky kicks it back, but stolen away, and the Sharks send it down the ice. Just over 8 minutes to play in the third period of a tie game. And those of you new in the Bay Area to our hockey telecast, remember, overtime in the NHL, if it's tied, it'll be a 5-minute overtime. Back in behind the net, Hammond is driven off the puck and still comes up with it after getting a hard check. Back it comes to the boards, held in by Benning. McGill can't get it. Pass right to the goal mouth and past Gretzky. And the Sharks send it down to the other end with under a minute to go on the power play. Now Kelly Rudy behind his own net. Kissio takes a little run at it. Kings trying to bring it up. Good forechecking right now by San Jose's Kissio. Back it comes now to Granato. Granato over to the far boards of Robitaille. Back to Tony. Driven into the boards by McGill. And they keep hanging it in the zone, though. They still hold it in. Back in behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky at the circle. 28 seconds on the power play, so this is the key possession right here for Los Angeles. Back to the Gretz. Back to the point. Here's the shot. Blake misses. Gretzky goes through the crease and misses. Unbelievable. Back in behind the net. It's taken by Robitaille. Back to Gretzky. Here's Benning. Benning is poked away, but it doesn't clear the zone. Back it comes to the right side. A shot. Milas covers it up. 5 seconds to go. Right out in front. It's still loose. Through the goal mouth again. Back to the near side. Out to the point. Held in by Benning. Deflection. Somehow Milas. Spectacular play that time on the deflection by Robitaille. Penalty over. Teams are at full and equal strength. Spectacular effort that time by Milas and the defense of the San Jose Sharks. Icing call to bring it back down to the other end. 3-3 tie, 6.5 minutes to go. We'll be back on Sports Channel. Of Jarmo Milas, and the way this game has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if both goalies ended up with a star of tonight's game. No matter who wins this thing, they have been terrific.
Well, the Kings certainly put on a lot of pressure there, and the puck was bouncing through the crease and looked like a lot of good chances, but the Sharks got lucky on a couple of them.
Zettler behind his net around the boards. David Bruce is driven off the puck in the corner by Waters. Donnelly comes in on it, goes back in behind the net to Zettler. He backhands it. Some room here for the Sharks to bring it out. Here's Evason up the right side. He tried to hit Odgers. It's a little behind him. Now the Kings go back together. On the near boards, Peter Ahola, who has a goal tonight. Steal at center by Odgers. Shoots it back to the Kings zone. Exactly 6 minutes to play. Third period. Kings skate to center. Across the line. McSorley shot. Milas save. Rebound. Puck is loose. Kings bring it in. Millen side of the net. He's got it back in the corner. Back out to the point. Shot. Hit a skate and goes wide. Over the far side to Donnelly. Back out to the right point to Charlie Huddy. It's shooting gallery time for the Kings. They're really putting the heat on.
Well, that third goal seemed to waken them up, Joe, and they've been putting on the pressure ever since.
Huddy races Lawton for the puck and wins the race, so that means icing down at the other end. Now, many of the Kings or many of the teams the Sharks have played in recent games have late in a game felt that they could afford to take the chances because they thought that they had more firepower and would be able to get back. But the Kings have been weak defensively, Dennis. That could be a mistake against the Sharks tonight.
Well, I think it could, especially from their past record in the last few games that the Kings have played. I've heard they've been giving up like 3-on-1s and 2-on-1s all the time, so they're going to have to be careful if they take any chances against the Sharks.
Wayne Gretzky ready for the faceoff. Lining up against Perry Berezan. 5:34 to go, third period. Face-off comes out to Benning. His shot wide, deflected by Doug Wilson, and tipped out of the zone and down the ice. Brian Benning goes back to get it. Third year with the Kings, had a couple of years with the Blues. Back out it comes to Doug Wilson, far side over to Berezan, in deep, shot, glove save. Charlie Huddy behind the net. He gets it to center to Gretzky. Gretzky shoots it in, bounces in on Milas. Yarmo's way out of the net. Gets it out to Berezan, and out to center it comes, and the Sharks have a chance here with Kissio. He's got help. Left side, the pass is too deep for Lawton. He puts it out in front. Back out it comes to Gates. Gates along the near boards. His backhander is cleared by Los Angeles. And out they come to center. Gretzky being poked at by Lawton, who took it away. Here's a chance for Berezan and Kissio. Kings are in a line change. Kissio at the circle. Tried to pass, couldn't do it. Still has puck control. Back out to the point, it comes to Hammond. He gets it to McGill. Down little, a shot and a save by Rudy. Glove save, stuck it out and stretched for all it was worth.
Whew. As you mentioned, Joe, the LA Kings taking chances here with a score tied 3-3, which is fairly unusual, and the Sharks have a odd man advantage 2 or 3 different times, and Rudy has to make a good save there on Bobby McGill's shot. And Bobby McGill has just gone to the aluminum stick, and he's real pleased with the results. And here's why. He gets it right on net, and Rudy has to make a good save.
4:34 to go.
Again, Bob McGill looking for his second goal, and the defensemen have been a big part of the Sharks' offense lately. With Hammond getting one in Winnipeg, Doug Wilson getting 4 in the last 3 games, and Bob McGill getting the first one tonight.
Puck stays in the circle, goes in behind the net. Kings try to clear. McGill keeps it in again. Here's a shot, deflected, out in front, fanned on the shot, back out to center. McGill sends it into the neutral zone. Hammond falls down trying to pick up the puck. And here's that man, or no it isn't, up on the right side, just another King, just a normal human.
Just
back
a 5
out to
all-star
center.
guy.
I saw the guy floating at the blue line. I figured it had to be the Gretz. Back to the near side to Sullivan.
Walter's going to be mad at you.
I know, and I'm only kidding. Back out to center. Kings have it. Leading it up, a shot by Granato, knocked down by Milas. Back in behind the net to McGill. Now Bobby sends it over to the far side. 3:50 to go. Sharks, Perry Anderson at the blue line, a slap shot, and Rudy with a glove save. Back behind the net to Charlie Huddy. He sends it to the near boards. Stays in as Granato can't clear it. Sharks get possession. Back in behind the net. Battling for it there. And the Kings have room to bring it up. Crowd responding and saying, come on, let's get the lead back against these guys. Here's a pass through the crease from Robitaille as he tried to hit man in front. McSorley couldn't do it. Back out to center to San Jose. Up the right wing as the Sharks make a line change. Shot back in, knocked down, and the Kings send it to the other end. Zettler will touch it, will have an icing call. Face-off will be on the Los Angeles end of the ice. 3-3 tie and only 3:10 to go in the third period. Stay with us. We're on Sports Channel. And this game is tied up at 3 goals apiece.
And I'm sure Tommy Webster is not happy yet with the way his Kings are playing. They're really playing very poorly in their own end, Joe. And with the score 3-3, they've given up a lot of chances here late in the third period. But Tommy will get them straightened out.
Well, I'll tell you, though, I've heard indications that everybody's getting nervous in this organization. That if they don't get straightened out, some things are going to start happening. It could affect trades and coaching and everything else if things don't start shaping up. The pressure is on in Los Angeles. They were supposed to be a big winner. Here's Fenton along the far boards. Pass to Odgers, just gets by him. Tries to let it drop out to the point, and Link Gates backs off smartly as Donnelly brings it up on the right wing. Donnelly scored a goal in overtime to beat the Sharks at the Cow Palace earlier this year. It goes back to Corey Millen. Evison drives him into the boards. Only 2:40 to go in the third period. So, boy, there'll be some sweaty palms out there now for both teams. Puck still loose, And back it goes to the near boards. Sharks in their own end trying to bring it out and get it to center, and back down the ice it goes. Chychrun will chase it down. Sharks make a line change as Herkus, Lawton, Kissio. No change that as Berezan is out with Lawton and Kissio. Goes back over the left side. And a pop-up comes in on Kelly Rudy, and he'll just grab it and hold on with 2:14 to go. So this has been a wonderfully competitive game, in contrast to the first three down here when the Sharks battled back but had fallen so far behind they could just never get into them.
Well, Joe, you and I were talking, and there's Jarmo Millis, who's played a wonderful game tonight, and he's had his troubles getting wins in the NHL, but he really has had a strong couple of games the last couple that he's played. But, you know, we were talking about the Sharks. You know, it was probably going to be more difficult for them in the second half because other teams will be ready for them. Teams are getting better and getting ready for the playoffs. So it's going to be more difficult for the Sharks to win, I think, in the second half. But on the other hand, the Sharks seem to be coming together as a team, and they're playing much better as well.
So they'd love to go into the All-Star break by picking up a point or two here in Southern California.
That's something that probably last summer no one ever thought would be possible. They've done a great job.
Back out to the point. Hammond slap shot just misses. And on the near side, the Kings bring it up. Gretzky takes it along the left wing boards. Skates out to center, being pressed by Berezan. Cleared back into the neutral zone. Off a skate. Taken by Kudelski, who drops it back to Peter Ahola. A lot of different lines throughout the game now for Webster. He's really begun to shake him up as the game has gone along. Up the right wing side, Kudelski brings it up, shoots it behind the net. Oh, what a weird bounce. Back out in front it comes. Taken by Kissio. Kissio at the red line. Still controlling the puck and shoots it in. And that clock is down to just over a minute and a half. At the far boards, Kings are tied up in their own zone. Held in, grabbed along the far side, now taken back by Los Angeles. And the Kings bring it into the Shark zone. As Curry drops it for Gretzky, and it comes back out to center ice. Gretzky at the red line still has two teammates deep in the zone and shoots it in. Back in to get it is McGill, a line change for Los Angeles. Now brings it up on the left wing, passes a little bit too far. Kings at center, lose it to McGill again. Charlie Huddy up the right wing, poked away. Sharks some good forechecking there. Here's your time remaining in the third period in a tie game. Balloon along the far boards. He ties it up there. Kings skate it back out. Crowd making lots of noise saying, come on, get the win. Here's Granato bringing it in. Goes in deep. Pass out in front. Nobody there. Back it comes. Here's Falloon. And they've got a 2-on-1. Falloon and Zettler. Falloon goes in deep. He carries it in, and he never got the shot away. Kings come back with 30 seconds to go. Up the right wing into the corner. Taylor's got a man out in front. Robitaille. Puck stays behind the net. Tied up there. Looking at the scoreboard as they clear it to center. Sharks grab it. Pass to Bruce. Bruce into the King zone. Shoots it behind the net. Stopped by Los Angeles. They got 10 seconds. Can they make it to the other end? Nope. Sharks take it. Berezan shoots it back in. Over to Kissio. And we are going to go to overtime for the third time this year in 7 games between the Kings and the San Jose Sharks. Who would have thunk it?
Well, Doug Wilson certainly would have thunk it the way he's been playing, but Patty Falloon goes in a 2-on-1 with Rob Zettler, and he'll learn as he goes that you don't pass to the guy who has 1 assist. You're the goal scorer. You take the chance, and I think he'll learn as the year goes on, but he tried to make a nice play, but Huddy made a nice save on the...
This game is being brought to you by your local cable television operator. Cable TV makes your TV come alive.
And the third overtime between these two teams, Joe. And
yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
They've each won 1, and this is the rubber match. And, you know, as we mentioned many times, overtime is either over early for some reason or not over at all. And usually they put their teams put their best players out and try to get the goal right away. And lots of times those players don't get back out again in a 5-minute period.
There's your 3-period stats as you take a quick look at those. And the shot's still in favor of the Kings. Face-offs, penalties, and now let's get into the overtime period. Here's Kissio. Shoots it into the King zone. Back it goes to Lawton. Lawton behind the net. Sharks come right in. They bring everybody up. Back it goes to the near boards. San Jose's Odgers along the near boards. Still tied up there. Poked at, comes out to the point. Doug Wilson turns around and keeps it in. Goes back in behind the net to Berezan. Berezan checked off the play, loses it to Kudelski, and he comes up the right wing and drops a pass. So now the Kings bring it up. The pressure's on in overtime. You can always feel the tension, and we get a whistle for an offside apparently, and a face-off back down at the other end here. 3-3, 4:18 to go in the overtime period, and Tom Webster trying very hard to stay calm. He didn't always this year.
That's not his forte.
That's right.
But it certainly is George Kingston. He's been calm, cool, and collected during all the ups and downs of the Sharks. But I think if I was a coach and Wayne Gretzky was out on the ice, I'd have somebody follow him all over the ice. The last thing you want to do is be beaten by Wayne Gretzky.
Face-off just outside the Sharks' blue line. Sullivan, Falloon, David Bruce. So this is a good scoring line for the Sharks. And Zettler has it in the neutral zone. Sends it back to the Kings' blue line. A pass intended for Donnelly. Donnelly won a game in an overtime against the Sharks earlier this year. Puck goes in behind the net to McSorley. Back to the near boards. The guy who won it for the Sharks when they won in overtime isn't playing. That's Brian Mullen. He's sitting up behind us tonight. Zettler at the far boards. He clears it out for center, and it goes to Falloon. Falloon has twice scored a goal in the last 15 seconds of a contest this year to give the Sharks a tie and a win. Let's see if he can do anything in overtime. Oh my! Kings get a break. There's a shot, and it just rolls on McSorley. Boy, they got behind the Sharks defenders, and it was up to Milas to come up with a big play to avoid the overtime defeat.
Well, Ken Hammond picked the wrong guy as the two Kings came in. He picked the guy who he thought was going to get the puck. Unfortunately, it was the wrong guy. There you can see him taking Corey Millen, but McSorley gets the puck. And you can see Yarmo out there cutting the angle off, makes a good save, and Pat Falloon picks up the rebound. There you can see Yarmo way out cutting off the angle. Pat Falloon picks the puck up and fires it out of harm's way.
They've had 39 shots on Milas tonight, the Kings have. 28 at the other end on Kelly Rudy. Puck in the neutral zone. And the old rule, no penalties in overtime, just applied as Granato got chopped about the head, knocked down. And we just continue on. No harm, no foul, as another announcer often says in this building.
No blood, there's no penalty. Look at referee Ron Hogarth is going to try and let the players win this game.
And that's the way it should be. 3:20 to go in overtime of a tie game. Sharks trying to get a point for the second night in a row on the road after beating Winnipeg Sunday, and did it with 8 seconds to go on Pat Falloon's goal.
And it certainly looks like it's added to their confidence level, doesn't it, Joe? They're playing with a lot of confidence, especially in the second and third period.
Berezan on the faceoff. Kissio to the right. It comes to Lawton. His backhander is held on by Rudy. Drops it behind the net. Taken by Brian Benny. Past Robitaille down the ice. No icing, however. And so Milas comes out to grab it and leave it for Doug Wilson. Wilson carries it up, leads it up to Berezan on the right wing. He brings it up the ice. Shoots it into the Kings zone. Far side to Charlie Huddy. Huddy and Kissio tangle along the boards. Back in behind the net to Los Angeles with under 3 minutes to go. 3-3 tie. Puck in the neutral zone. Gates knocked down off the puck. Stays in the zone along the near boards. Sharks get it out. Here they come. 2-on-2. Kissio's got Lawton. Flips it in. Goes behind the net. Sharks want to change lines. That's why they weren't particularly aggressive on that. Oh my! They are calling a penalty on San Jose. Puck goes into the Shark zone. Zettler grabs the puck. And they're going to call slashing on one of the San Jose Sharks. Oh boy, I'll tell you, that was a major mistake. With 2:25 to go, the Kings are going to have a power play opportunity, and whatever it was, it had to be pretty dramatic. And here's Gates with the stick and brings him down.
Well, Link,
but you know, that wasn't that big a deal.
No, that wasn't an overtime penalty.
No
but
way.
Link lost the puck in his own zone right there at the blue line and sort of compounded his mistake by, you know, he wasn't going to get a penalty until that final slash.
Well, at 2:35 of the overtime.
Boy, after we talked so nice about Link, now it's been sent to his room.
Well, the Kings tried to draw him into it.
He did a good job.
Yeah, and he held off pretty well, and it really wasn't a particularly nasty incident. And it would not have been unusual for it to be ignored either. But I think that unfortunately they look for Link right now. There's no question.
George Kingston says that they look for him, but you know, he's got to learn. You know, he's got to learn not to do that in critical situations.
In the game at Winnipeg, he was off the ice for 2 of the power play goals that Winnipeg did score, and then didn't play the 3rd period. And that's when Kingston, after the game, said he felt that there was really sort of an unfair effort, but that's Kingston's opinion anyhow. So the face-off will be down in the San Jose end, and for almost the rest of the overtime, the Sharks have to worry only about losing, not winning.
Well, the Kings certainly aren't in the driver's seat here, having had 4 shorthanded goals scored against them in the last 2 games.
David Bruce sends it down the ice. The Sharks had a shorthanded goal. Their first one of the night tonight by Bob McGill was a shorthanded goal. So the Kings start to skate it back up with just over 2 minutes to go. So big stretch of this game here. Corey Millen along the left wing boards gets it out to Gretzky. He gets it to Millen at the side of the net. Back out to Wayne, who will shoot from there, and he does, and it's stopped and knocked down. Pass right on the goal mouth, and Mielis grabs it with 1:57 to go. Mielis very smartly kind of gets out in the open and gives everybody a chance to regroup here for a moment.
Well, he wants to be by himself, I guess, and think about the final minute and 57 seconds.
So the Sharks, this is their last game before the All-Star break. So they do get to go home and relax for a few days, but they continue on the road next week at Edmonton. The 6th game of a 6-game road trip. So this is a big night for San Jose, not to get a loss in the closing minute here.
This would be a big point for the San Jose Sharks, and they haven't used their timeout yet, so George Kingston can use that and keep the penalty killers out there that he wants.
Puck comes out to the point, back over to Gretzky at the circle, side of the net. Back to Gretz again, has it, passes out in front, good, blocked by Berezan, who clears it to center. Excellent work by Perry to knock that puck down and send it to the other end. Now that is game time that you're going to see on the screen. That is not power play time. That is down to about 1:09 right now. And offside against Los Angeles with 1:33 to go.
And here's a case where if George Kingston wants those particular guys out there to be killing the penalty, he could call a timeout now, give them a rest, and put them back out there.
That's a good point. Face off just outside the blue line. 93 seconds is all that remains, no matter what happens.
And of course, Tom Webster could do the same, although Wayne Gretzky's only been out there since the start of this power play. But if he really wanted him well rested, I think it's a good time to call a timeout.
So we'll see if they still use that here after maybe this next sequence. But time is the factor every way in this game right now. So the face-off just outside the blue line. Comes off to Gretzky. Shot in. Zettler, though, behind the net. Has some room to grab it. Shoots it around the boards, but not out. Kissio can't get it. Now it's out in the middle, and the Sharks clear it to Berezan. Just a bit too far for him. Kelly Rudy way out of the net. Comes to the near side. 48 seconds on the power play. Back it comes to center ice to Robitaille. Robitaille bringing it up. He drops it to Gretzky. He drops it down the middle. A shot! And it goes to the near boards. Back in behind the net to Benny. 1 minute to go in overtime. Power play has 30 seconds. Back across ice. Here's Blake. A shot! A save! A rebound! They block it again! Out to the point, but not out of the zone. Shot just misses. Oh, Mielis! Spectacular play by Mielis. Sharks get it and get it to center ice. 40 seconds to go. Kings bring it back with 10 seconds on the power play. Mielis gloves it, clears it to the near boards, and the Sharks send it down the ice. Power play is about over. 3, 2, 1. 25 seconds to play. Sharks keep it in the King zone. Back out it comes to center. Controlled by San Jose. Back in it goes on Kelly Rudy. Around to the far boards. Kings and Robitaille has it there. He's forced backwards. A steal by Bruce behind the net. Sharks have men out in front. They try to turn, can't get it in. It looks like a tie is a certainty here. Puck shot down to the other end, and the Sharks get themselves a come-from-behind tie all the way through overtime. I got news for you, they'll take it. And Jarmo Milas had a tremendous game tonight for San Jose.
He sure did. As they say in the golfing links, he's the man.
Well, the King fans and the Kings, you can bet, are not happy with that. On home ice, they had a 3-1 lead in this contest and could not hold it as the Sharks fought their way back and got into a tie in the third period on Doug Wilson's goal, and then survived a power play in overtime besides, where the Kings had several outstanding opportunities. Jarmo Milas, it was a highlight film night for Jarmo Milas.
It sure was. He won't forget that one for a while. And he didn't make 2 or 3 saves. He made 5, 6, 7 excellent saves there in the third period to keep the Sharks in the game.
In addition, the team play tonight by San Jose was absolutely superb. Okay, the scoring summary, there wasn't any in the overtime period, none at all. So that's why it ended up in a 3-3 tie. And so the Sharks have 3 points in their last 2 games on the road. So that's quite a change from the difficulties they've been having. Well, coming up, we've got the post-game show for you. And right now, we pause now for this regional break. Watching San Jose Sharks hockey on the Sports Channel. We will be back shortly.